Okay, welcome everybody. We are sitting here in my apartment with Connor, and we're making a video, I think, on mud floods.
That was the original topic idea, yeah.
Is that running?
Yeah.
We got the mouse. That's Mr. Mouse right there. As you can see, he likes to crawl all over me. He's friends with Connor too. Connor's not scared of him. Most big guys are afraid of this little guy right here, believe it or not. Am I right or what?
Yeah, they are.
I have people in here that big, as tall as Connor, maybe not as built, but as tall or taller, and they're afraid. From New York City, afraid of a little mouse. He's big. Right? You good boy? You want to say hi to people? He's a good boy. He likes to walk all over. They're nosy little creatures. That's their downfall. Curiosity.
Just like the cat.
Yeah, they're just too curious. Well, cats won't go into places. These guys will go into places.
Cats like to break stuff.
They're like cats. Now, they're like dogs in the fact that they're trainable and they're smart like a dog. But they're like cats. They're finicky. They're very independent. But you're right. But these guys will crawl into things and actually get caught and die because they're stupid. Well, they love to eat. And they're very nosy.
Will they eat inorganic things, right? Or do they just chew through them to get somewhere else?
They will chew through it. I didn't know this, but they eat leather. Didn't know that. They actually will eat leather. Yeah, but you're right. Most of the time, I've had him in plastic containers this thick, right through it.
Really?
Oh my God, he chews through everything.
Now, is he eating it, or is he just like chewing it and dropping it?
No, he wants out. He wants out. He wants out of there too all the time. That's why he's always crawling up the sides. I have to be careful though because I have to keep everything low because he'll climb up and jump out. Yeah. Didn't know that. They're omnivores like us. They'll eat anything, but they have a better stomach than us, a better gut. So here we are. We're going to have a little session. I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go out in the woods and do this in Connecticut. Well, I'll go out by myself and talk for a while, but at the beginning of the semester I got a longer form video.
Is that light in
with
your
my
eyes?
friends.
It is, isn't it?
No, but I just shift over this way.
Hold on,
No, I'm fine right now. I just shifted out of the way.
You sure?
Yeah, but it's going to get too dark in here for the cameras.
Oh, okay, you're right.
So that's probably fine.
Come here, buddy. Come on. Oh, just that boy. Come here. I got you. Come on. I forgot. I totally forget. That's another thing. They're so tiny, you can't forget about where they are.
Yeah, because you can sit on them or step on them.
Exactly. But very smart animals.
And then you got fish over there, huh?
Yes, I had 4 guppies, 1 female. I was hoping she'd have babies, but I don't know if people know this either. Female guppies will eat their babies as soon as they're hatched, especially if they're not, and if they're in a tank like that where they're big and they don't have protection. So what you have to do is you have to separate the female usually, and the males will eat them too. Weird, right?
Yeah, it's weird that they eat their own kind like that.
And she'll actually hold the babies in a fear for way past her. And then if you put her in a separate container, she'll plop them all out. Hundreds at a time come flying out. I've had that happen.
Now, are they meant to be like in streams or something? Like, what's their natural environment?
They're from the Orient, I'm pretty sure, up that way.
Yeah.
And I think they're in ponds.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't bank on that.
They've probably been bred to live only in artificial ponds for like over 1,000 years.
Yeah, these guys are domesticated. Yeah, definitely. Some of them, they're really beautiful. They're big. You know. Yeah.
That guy like sneaking around just behind you.
Oh yeah, he'll crawl everywhere. He'll be behind me, and once he gets, oh great. You want to hold him?
Yeah, sure, I'll hold
You
him.
want to say hi? Say hi to him. Just keep an eye on him. Say hi. Who's that, Connor? Connor won't hurt you. Connor's good. He likes to go like this behind the neck. He loves that. Just give him a little pat behind the ears and close him up a little bit. He loves that, yeah. A little hard to belly. Yeah, he'll even sniff you. Got big balls. Call him big ball Billy. Oh, he's probably a little nervous. There you go. He likes to just cup around and he's okay, good. He's just sniffing you. He hasn't gotten a bathroom on you, so that's a good sign.
Alright, here you go.
Like
You can back.
Yeah, he's just checking you. What a good boy.
I'm afraid to like just go pick them up like you do, but you're used to them.
I know, I can tell you be careful. They're very, the reason I handle them, people think, my friend, I'm not handling them rough, it's just that I was watching them play with each other. These guys crash into shit, man. They run full force. They'll be on the wheel, and they go flying off, they get back.
Yeah.
So they're very durable. So when it looks like I'm playing rough with them, but I'm not really squeezing them.
Right, yeah.
It's all like, you're getting the balls to play with balls in hand. I'm actually giving him a rub down.
Yeah.
That's why he likes it. Yeah, he doesn't, I'm not squeezing it. I got him trained where he actually will flip in my hand too. But He remembers stuff. He got the red eyes though.
Yeah, he does.
That threw me off. I thought I had black eyes. Whoa, what the hell? He's pretty cool, man. Very smart. The one I had, long story. I got the gummies. Want a gummy?
Sure, I'll take one.
Before you leave.
Yeah.
Hey, we gonna get high now?
No, we'll take them, then we'll walk out there and they'll hit us.
Oh.
Hit us while we're talking to people.
They do help me for anxiety, though. That's all I use it for, but you gotta watch it, though.
I'm actually a pretty level-headed guy, so when I drink or when I
You don't get
do a thing, it's for fun or to party.
Yeah, if I thought you were nutty when you drank, I wouldn't have you over here. But I know your temperament from the bar.
Yeah.
So I can usually tell people's temperaments.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with you when you.
I always say within the first 30 seconds, you know if they're cool or not.
I know, but and the first 2 beers too. I mean, they don't change. If the personality doesn't change, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a jerk, or you're a jerk when you're normal, then it's okay. If you shift that personality shift, you know what I mean. People are weird that way. Are they? A couple beers in their whole.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's just the their social anxiety not telling them to act normally anymore. Because when you drink, sometimes social anxiety disappears.
True. Well, that's right. You have your. I know. I feel like I'm being careful what I say.
You don't have to be because we haven't said anything. It is terrifying. Look at it when it's zoomed in.
It's not too bad. I don't know. We're just shooting the breeze, I guess.
Look it down the eye when it's zoomed in. Isn't that scary how deep it gets in there?
Yeah, I don't mind that too much though. It's not too bad. Well, not mumbling. It's pretty cool though. I like it. Good setup.
Yeah, I wish I had a microphone to hold up to people. That's the next stuff on my purchase list. The problem with a career in making videos, you're always behind on equipment.
Yeah. Don't you have equipment at the school you can rent?
Yeah, and I have on multiple occasions, but it's the end of my career as a student now.
Do they have a lot of good stuff there?
It's a little old.
It's older.
Some of it's old, yeah. And the main video
and stuff. How do people do their projects then? Don't they
on their phones? Which I'm very offended by when they make videos on their phone and take it seriously. It is that's what I don't understand is people will look at iPhones and be like, because iPhones are marketed as like the picture taking phone by Apple.
Okay.
They'll look at those and be like, yeah, I'll spend $1,000 on a phone and that'll save me money on getting a camera because then I have a phone and a camera. But you know what?
True. What?
$250 on that camera, and it outperforms an iPhone.
Yeah, it's not really made for that. It's made for fun.
Yeah.
It's a very good camera, but it's not made for what you want to do.
Well, no, I want to make video, so it's actually perfect for making video.
No, I mean a phone is not really.
No, a phone's terrible.
I mean a phone's not made.
I also can't afford to keep up with a modern iPhone. A modern iPhone can definitely compete with that, but I've also saved a ton of money by just buying that instead.
$1,000. Plus you have a phone bill on top of that.
Yeah, and I stick with a couple generations behind. This is an iPhone 7. They're currently on the 13.
Wow.
And I bought this when he was already 3 years old for like $200. So
you're not big on phones.
No.
Yeah.
No, my philosophy is
that's a good size one. It's not too big.
I know, and then I use my iPod, and my iPod like fits in the size of the screen here. And the
so
screen
if you
on
want
that's
to, you can
smaller.
use that as a third camera if you wanted to.
Emergency camera, yeah.
Right, yeah, right. Actually, my Android phone, I was walking downtown, there was a squirrel sitting on the garbage behind the bank, and I was a good distance away. I was surprised how good my phone zoomed in on him.
It's an artificial zoom.
Yeah,
it's not an actual zoom. That's an actual zoom because you see how the lenses move when I was moving it around.
Oh, okay.
The artificial zoom, they just it digitally zooms in on the image.
Different way of doing it?
Yeah, there's no lenses moving.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you're losing resolution as you're moving in.
Okay. Come on, up, come on. Look, he rub his neck, watch. Okay, there we go. He just wants to get a neck rub. Now I have to, so he could sit here for like 20 minutes sometimes. He'll just lay here and watch videos. Every time, if I'll do this the first time, this is how they remember stuff. I'll put him away for a day, he'll come back and sit in the exact same spot, knowing I'll rub his neck. Isn't that weird?
Well, when I was a baby, I liked being on my dad's left shoulder, but not the right shoulder.
There you go, yeah. There you told me. I forgot. He's a good boy. See? You can say hi to see Connor. You gonna tell him how you like to watch TV? You like to watch TV?
Lately, my dad's been putting on a live stream of a chicken coop, and my cat is just fixated by it.
He just stares there and stares at
Yeah,
it.
she stares right at it.
Probably wants to eat them.
Yeah, she likes watching the birds outside.
Chickens are good fighters, man. The roosters,
Yeah, the roosters are.
really
They'll attack anything because it's their instinct too.
I mean, a cat, they might be able to beat a cat. I don't know.
They could beat larger animals if the larger animal is a coward.
Yeah.
But birds in general are really brave.
They are, yeah. They will attack them, yeah. At the nest, yep.
Even though their bodies are really weak because their bones are hollow. If you break one of their bones, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and their wings aren't very strong, I know.
Yeah, so in an actual fight, most animals can beat birds. It's just that birds are really brave, so they scare off most other animals and people.
They got that aerial attack.
They can fly when most other animals can't, so it's a little scary.
I know what you mean. So sometimes it is an intimidation thing. They don't back down, like you're saying.
Yeah, birds don't back down at all.
No, that's true. That's brave though, because a lot of them aren't that big. I was watching a video on a golden eagle, and I didn't know it has the widest wingspan for eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're
I mean, their claws are as big as our hands.
Yeah, I know.
They can pick babies up, fly away with a baby.
Yeah, they fly away with raccoons and things like that.
Like, that's fine. Where'd the baby go? There he is. But for food, I imagine they could do that, right?
Yeah. Well, birds will eat anything too.
Yeah. That's true. They're omnivores.
Some are, yeah.
Eagles, beautiful, strong. It's amazing when they fish. They lift a heavy object right out of the water.
Oh yeah, they happen to catch the fish when it was near the surface, and they just fly away with it.
Yeah.
There are also some birds that will dive for them.
There was one on Facebook that showed a video. The eagle actually had caught a very big, I forget what kind of animal it was, but it couldn't pick it up, so it swam with its wings about 20 yards to the shore, then ate it.
Wow.
And they filmed the whole thing. Amazing. You don't even know what they can do, because we really don't see everything. Like, even though I'm with him on, I don't know what he can do in the wild, what he can't do here. You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure these animals have a little secret. I read a thing that these guys will, if they get caught up in the water, they can tread water for like 3 days.
Yeah. If you put a mouse in water and don't save it, it'll drown within an hour or two. But if you pull the mouse out and put it back in, the hope that it'll be taken out again will lead it to survive for 3 days.
Oh, so hope is the whole thing.
Hope is the whole thing.
That is crazy, wow. Makes sense though.
Yeah.
That means they're very intelligent.
Well, they want to live.
Yeah, but instead of just instinctively doing it right away, they have to be, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, I think animals are smarter than we lead on, and we're also in general dumber than we lead on. Because
we have a choice as well.
There's a few smart people that lead society, and I don't mean like 10. I mean there's hundreds of thousands of smart people in various fields.
Right.
It's just that there's a billion of us, and well, not a billion. There's 8 billion of us, and not all 8 billion are Einsteins.
It's amazing. Sometimes I wonder how, when they think about all, like I know freedom. How can I put it? A guy did an experiment between our country and say Russia or dictatorship. That he was sitting in Grand Central Station and he brought somebody up there and he was watching everybody walk around. And they looked like a bunch of ants, chaotic ants.
Yeah, mob mentality. People flow like fish.
Well, yeah, but no, that's the point. Not even mob. It's just that they're all like going here. But then the other guy who was Freedom America said, the other guy who was with him was a socialist kind of guy who had control. He said, it looks chaotic to me. But he said, yes, but everybody that down there knows exactly where they're going. So even though it looks chaotic, they know where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference between, he said, you're thinking in a communist state where you feel like that's chaotic and you have to control.
Yeah, it has to be organized.
Right, but even though it's not organized, it is, because it's a delusion. Because even though it looks like they're not knowing, everybody individual knows exactly what train they're going to, what door they're. So even though they're all moving around at one time like a bunch of ants, they all exactly have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference between our thinking. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, some people are more computer-like and want it to be directed and organized, and other people, I guess, are just smart enough to know.
Because of the way he grew up in a country where there was no freedom, it looked chaotic to him.
Yeah.
Where we grew up with freedom, it doesn't look chaotic to us to walk around like people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
So how long have you been in town?
You question me. I've been in this area almost 10 years now. I know.
Yeah.
Guy, you can interview me. I'm here with Connor. We're doing an interview on Mud floods, mice, and general life.
Yeah, yeah. So
Here.
you've been in the city here for 10 years.
Right.
And how long have you been in this place?
This would be the second place I lived, so it'd be about 8 years.
Holy crap!
But I was in every building. This is the third building.
Yeah.
So I went boom, boom, boom. Because
Wow.
I was moving out of there because I had a bad neighbor. And I went over here, and I was leaving here because I didn't like, and then they offered me this. And this has been pretty quiet.
Yeah. It is really quiet in here, surprisingly.
Yeah, so as long as it's quiet, I'll stay. I don't like noise.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I've been on the first floor of my building across the street from Sununa's, so it gets pretty loud sometimes. But
I just think it's it's very rude.
I have the pleasure of owning noise canceling headphones.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough. That would be tough. How do you do that? And are you right next to the bar?
Yeah, I can see into it from my living room.
Wow, so on a Friday night you could actually drink beers and watch the party without getting involved.
Yeah.
So people,
Sometimes I would leave my window open because I got 3 windows. I would leave the middle one open, which is right behind my couch, and I would talk to people through the window.
I was gonna say, do people shoot the breeze with you?
Sometimes,
That's
every once in
cool.
a while, yeah.
Then you ain't got to deal with all the crowd either.
Nope. And it was always good when I got too drunk at Sununa's. I was a 20-foot walk across the street back home.
Oh, you're across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in that big.
Yeah, the building between Vesuvio's and
I know where
Sununa's.
you are. Yeah. That's a nice building.
Yeah, alumni. It used to be the Margaritaville Hotel or not apartments.
How many people live in that building? Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like 60 or 70.
Not a lot. How many people?
Because so my apartment's 2 people, but most of them are 3, and 2 or 3 of them are 4 people.
And you didn't choose your roommate?
No, he actually is a transfer.
You never chose your roommate your whole 3 or 4 years.
The first one I didn't,
Why didn't you pick somebody you're compatible with?
because the first one was I was coming in as a freshman.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
so
good,
it's just
yeah.
random. I was
Did you make a friend all your second year?
I did.
Let's move together.
I did make a friend for my sophomore and junior year, and then he dropped out at the end of junior year to join the Army.
Were you guys pretty good together living? Compatible?
We were, and then at the end I was like, you know, Jeff, every once in a while you do things that are annoying, and I put up with it because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
But when you join the Army,
Yeah.
you might get chewed out by your drill sergeant for doing something you might think is normal,
Yes,
and he's like, yo, Connor, I don't really appreciate you talking to me that way. And then he uninvited all of his like high school friends from going to his going away / birthday party.
Why? Because he was mad at him?
Because he was mad that like people found him annoying when you know man, and everyone's guilty of being annoying sometimes.
This is typical of today of people overreacting and feeling sorry for themselves instead of having a sense of humor. And
a little bit of grandstanding or whatever.
Yeah, just say, oh, everybody's a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
Especially if you live with somebody, who cares? Go into real life like that, what do you get? Disown everybody that doesn't like you. That's a lot of
Well,
people.
I would consider once you leave high school the real life, and that's how he's acting in the real life. I had one student, now, I'm still friends with him, and he's graduating this semester too. But one time he said to me, you know, like, you're trying to start your career early before you even graduate. And I'm thinking to myself, no, my career started when I was 18 and left high school, and college is a part of it.
Right.
College doesn't put it off till you're 22 or till when you graduate.
No, it's part of your training.
Mm-hmm.
And also, college is just more than learning. It's showing responsibility that every day for 5 years, nobody woke you up. You got up by yourself.
Yeah, 4 years.
You got dressed and you had a schedule and you stuck to it every day for every week for every month for 5 years. So that shows responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't living at mom and dad weren't waking you up. Wake up, gotta go to school. Either you did it or you didn't. So it shows more just in knowledge. It's about responsibility and proving that, you know, I can do this. I've done it for 5 years.
But some people treat like college as just pushing off that responsibility and career
I
until you graduate.
I was trained for 5 years to be a teacher. When I got out, I was considered not even what's the word, experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I student taught, but I probably knew more than some teachers that were there for 10 years. You're basically going from, well, I just went to school for 5 years to learn how to do this. I have a degree and you're telling me I have no experience. Well, I just spent 5 years doing it.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be my experience.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know. Then the politics kicked in. I didn't know that's enough.
So it happens in a lot of places, and you know.
Teaching's very political.
Huh?
Teaching's very political.
It is now. It certainly is now.
Yeah, it was for getting a job. Not so
No,
much
but
like,
now it's political with the interactions with the
oh,
students
now
too.
it's nuts. Yeah, now it's just.
And they keep pushing it to people who are younger and younger.
Yeah. Now I just don't understand why parents let any parent with anybody. We're not even telling them to teach their kids about sex. When they don't, tell them how to dress. And other people telling your kids what to believe in. Oh, geez. That wouldn't fly in my day.
Well, I think the reason why I'm distrusting of the church, not just from being a kid and going to church and thinking, wait, Jesus said one thing and we're doing the other right now. Whatever, other than that, I think public school encouraged me to try to convince me I was atheist. But, I am religious now, but I'm not religious in the sense that I want to go to church. I'm religious in the sense that I think I understand what Jesus and God
You don't
wants.
like the organized stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the organized religion, no.
You can be religious without being organized.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can organize somebody's soul, but you can organize their brain.
Not the agnostics, but the Gnostics of early Christianity. The church was people who got together to talk about God.
It was a community thing too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a show. Everybody was like faithful to.
Well, modern church is community too, but it's community that's met with like incestuous behavior and politics and monetary gain when it never had to be any of that. Now, the modern Orthodox church is more like what traditional church should be, but I don't think it would be very easy for me to get into an Orthodox church just out of the bat.
What's an Orthodox church?
Like Greek or Russian Orthodox.
Are they strict?
So there's the Roman Catholic Church for a reason, because it's the last vestige of the Roman Empire. I was raised Roman Catholic too.
The Holy Roman Empire, right?
Yeah.
All churches branch off from that, all of them.
No, not the Orthodox Church. That's why there's a difference between the Roman Catholicism, Orthodoxy, and Protestantism and Anglicans.
Christianity started in Rome, so wherever it went.
No, Christianity started in Israel.
Oh, Israel, I'm sorry, Israel.
And then there's a whole conversation to have about who are the real Jewish people, who are the real chosen
All right, so
ones.
Greek is different?
Greek and Russian Orthodox are different from each other, but more just in fashion, not necessarily practice.
Okay.
But the Orthodox Church in general is different than the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church is more organized around hierarchy and tithing to the Vatican. Yeah,
okay.
It's the pyramid scheme version of Christianity. Orthodox churches, and actually most synagogues, most Jewish places of gathering it's just that community. That's where the money goes. It goes to keeping that place open.
I see. Not all the money's not going back to a main central place like the Vatican.
The way the Roman Catholic Church is, the money starts at the bottom, goes all the way to the top, and then comes back down again.
Right. Oh, they don't shift it all around like they do.
No, it goes up and then back down.
Right.
But when it comes back down, less gets there.
Right. Yeah, because all money feeds right to the top.
And then you look at the Vatican, when like the Pope gets gifted a golden and jewel and diamond encrusted hammer and sickle from Xi Jinping. He's like, yeah, the Chinese ain't so bad.
That's probably worth a lot of money too.
Yeah. Imagine what's in the Vatican's vaults. Anything could be in there.
Well, they hide, I'm not going to get into it deep, it's another video, but they hide a lot of our history in the bottom of their cellars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they went around the world doing that. That's what they confiscated everybody's.
That's why the Anglicans broke off, supposedly, because one king of England wanted to get a divorce.
Yeah, and they created.
But I think it was a much deeper social situation than that. I think a lot of people of the English yoke were upset with how the Roman Catholic Church was anyways, and that's why they were so eager to break off and become Anglican. And then the Protestants in the 95 Theses.
Some of the policies are too hard to follow to get to heaven, basically.
Yeah. And then there were also indulgences.
I don't want to do this, and this to get to there. If I could just go from here to there to there.
Yeah, and then the Protestants were like, well, first of all, they were upset with the indulgences, that you can just pay to church to get less time in purgatory.
Right.
Because hell didn't really exist yet.
Oh, okay.
The concept of like enforcing the idea of hell came like in the 1800s.
Oh, okay. Oh, they really didn't force it too much yet.
No, because they didn't believe in hell. Hell wasn't a place. The concept of hell we have as like, the inferno and whatnot comes from just some political commentary by a guy named Dante.
Oh, Dante's Inferno.
Yeah. That's where the concept of hell comes from. Yeah.
Oh, he started the whole hell.
He started it, and then
basically you have your
but he didn't start it saying that that's where you go when you're a bad person.
Oh, he just made a thing.
It was a political commentary under the veil of religion, and then people who were religious like, oh no, that's actually where you go.
That's how it usually works. And then it becomes cultural.
Yeah.
It's weird. Very strange.
I find it strange how animals like being pet by us.
I know. Think about that. Somebody gave you a rub neck every day. You love it too.
I don't know if I would.
I know. I was thinking. No, you're right. Because I was thinking, how long can one person exactly?
I guess because they have fur and we have skin.
That is weird. Why is that almost like it? Maybe it's because of the fur. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Because if you were petting someone's skin, you'd be rubbing away the skin every time because you're rubbing off the thinnest top layer.
True.
So you can make
Yeah,
people
I mean, how long
from
can
doing
your
it.
wife massage you before you say that's enough, honey?
Yeah, right?
But these guys, like you said, it's amazing. They'll sit here for hours. Any animal, right?
A lot of them, yeah.
They had a, it was a rodent type animal, I forget. It was a squirrel, and it was a pet squirrel, and the lady went and did this, and it stood up, and it fell back on his tummy, and it fell asleep. It just fell right to sleep. It was so funny. And like it had to look like he does on his face. You know when you pet him and they kind of go out of it?
Yeah.
And he kind of went, and he's like so happy. He's cool. And he fell asleep. Yeah, right. Isn't that weird? Animals do. Yeah. Very good observation. Very smart man here. I was thinking about that the other night. You read my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I was petting him going, man, you spoiled. I just sit here, you got a million body rubs, food, free food, 2 homes, you know, neck, back rubs all the time. You got it made. I know. Less stress, I guess. We would have less stress if we just got massages all day and had our food given to us.
I've thought about that, but when I was on the internet all the time, when I was living an opulent life of eating cheeseburgers and playing video games, I felt like it kind of did get to me after a certain point, and that's why I was happy to abandon it.
Yeah.
I actually feel a lot happier now that I'm doing work and just
Probably got monotonous.
struggling, if you want to call it that way.
I know, yeah.
But it's not really struggle if you enjoy doing it.
It's not work. It doesn't feel like work.
Right.
Or struggle. Yep. It's all about labels too. I mean, if you say it's going to be a struggle, you're always telling yourself that. But whatever you tell yourself, you will believe.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep telling yourself other words you can use, like it could be a struggle, but a challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your whole mentality shifts.
Yeah. Well, we have this whole issue with language and how people use it incorrectly and also deliberately change the meanings of
things. Nowadays, people don't
things.
use words at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, it's true. That's exactly the state we're in.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying about all these new things like binary and all this. A lot of this stuff is not used properly. I mean, you just can't say call me they because that's a plural term.
So like when
I can't call one person hey they.
No, I'm gonna use the short.
I don't know how this works. I mean, I'm just wondering how it works.
Now I'm gonna use the short form when they say like LGBT plus whatever. That plus, like, they say it can mean anything, but I think they're using it to hide the word file.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they want to include people like that into their group.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid to right now. It's not accepted yet. That's scary. Oh, you're wrong.
Well, that's what's going on with the whole "Don't Say Gay" bill in California, because it's not actually "Don't Say Gay." It doesn't say anywhere in there.
That's just the propaganda.
But the reason why they are fighting so hard against it is because teachers want to be with your kids and talk about sexual things and groom them, either to change them into trannies or gays or anything else, but it's also maybe a few of them just want to diddle your kids.
Oh, I'm sure there's people like that in every field.
Yeah.
It's been going on for a long time and it's going to keep going on. I think now it's just more people are aware of it. You don't believe in the Tartaria thing? The whole Tartarian world empire?
I think that human structures, if they aren't maintained, can disappear quite quickly.
I can show you maps though. The maps have tons of pictures of the Tartarian empire.
Yeah, but...
All the maps do. And how it basically...
Now, do mudslides happen? Yeah.
It's not a mudslide. We're talking about soil displacement. It's a whole different ballgame. All the people disappear, they get zapped up into the...
What, rapture?
Well, gravity disappears for a while. The Earth cleanses itself, it shifts. When it shifts from one pole, shifts from one polarity to the next, those are like 3 days of darkness, and then people who do survive, I think, get amnesia when they come out, they don't remember much. But it's a different sky, the red sky, blue sky. It's called red sky, blue sky. So there's a whole different atmosphere.
Okay, well this scenario you're describing, I wouldn't believe until it happened.
Yeah, and plus, how am I going to explain 7 hours of stuff I learned in fucking 5 minutes.
Well, you could spend 7 hours
I
talking
mean,
about it.
that's a quick generalization of what I know. I mean, I can understand why nobody sounds ridiculous, but if I actually showed you the movies and the films and all, and then got the details, you might say, different story. But I'm not going to throw everything at. You can't throw a 1,000-page book at somebody in 5 seconds.
No.
So I mean, you get the gist.
Yeah.
You're smart enough to get the gist, and I don't blame it.
Well, I understand what you're talking about. Like, I understand the nuances of it. It's just, in general, it's hard for me to believe without it actually happening in front of me.
Right. But it is what you call it.
Because even in the Bible, they say seeing is believing.
Yeah, and that is what you call it. They would call kind of like a rapture. They call everybody in the blink of an eye. People will be pulled up to meet God in the sky. That's what.
Or is that just another way of saying a mass extinction?
It is. It's the way of the earth cleansing itself from people and buildings and starting a reset, cleansing itself. Yes.
So misappropriating the word rapture, thinking that people will just float into the sky and go to heaven.
Well, a lot of these terms aren't even religious terms; they're just misused.
Yeah.
You know, because you have one quote, but underneath that, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Then you have a whole bunch of knowledge underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Bible, I say, you go to, I don't know, Revelations, and you go to. How they tell you, it's 13 paragraph, then they have one sentence, but on that one sentence, a lot of people take it out of context. And then you can have a whole, you philosophize.
I do spend a lot of time just thinking.
Yeah.
Back when I was going through the whole battle with the college about the masks, one of the things I got into somebody with was like, yo, I just spend a lot of time thinking. Like, I'm my own worst enemy in the sense that, like, if I just spend any time thinking about something, I either know if it's true or it's bullshit.
Oh, you analyze stuff.
Yeah.
Some people do need to see something.
I'm always analyzing, or I'm imagining fictional scenarios for me to do on video or to try to recreate on video. So it's a creative outlet that I either it's a creative outlet I'm going to try to replicate, or it's me trying to understand the world around me.
Right, though.
That's why I said to you earlier, like, I'm surprised to find out that there are people in this world who don't do that, not because they choose not to, but because they might actually be incapable of doing it.
I don't know. They just don't have the ability.
They don't have their voice in their head talking, and then, with schizophrenia or some other mental disease that will convince you that someone else is talking. I learned recently that you can impart 9 out of 10 words remotely to someone's head through microwaves. So you have to do it
they pick them up through microwaves and stuff.
It's like vibrating your skull in a way where you can hear it.
Right.
But you have to do it remotely, and it's almost exclusively through like a line of sight device, like some sort of microwave.
I believe that. The sound is just waves.
So back during the Cold War, there was the Havana sickness, or the Havana disease, and it was the American embassy in Cuba, in Havana, Cuba.
Okay. Never heard of that.
The American members of the embassy, they would go back home to their hotels.
Was it malaria? Kind of a malaria?
Well, they would have these pounding headaches, and then they were disproportionately getting like brain tumors and hemorrhages. And the only way I could explain it is if the KGB or if the Cuban communists were zapping them with microwaves.
Microwaves, yeah. That'll fry your brain.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. So from a distance, they were shooting these things at their head.
Well, a distance is in like, let's say it was happening to me right now, I might be able to see the van they were doing it out that window.
Okay.
So, I guess because it was a new concept, people didn't think, I just need to leave the room.
Be pointing some kind of machine at the van.
Or it was inside the room blasting it at them. Like a fake light fixture or something.
Okay, got you. I can imagine what they can do now if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they could do crazy, people say the military is like 12 years ahead or something like that.
Oh, wait, more than that. Back, it was always 50 when we were told 50. But because technology multiplies every 2 seconds, it's thousands of years ahead. Think about it, right?
So one of the guys I worked with, he worked out at Fort Knox in the Army training people on Abrams.
Yeah.
But he was telling me that he had like a device that would sit in front of his eye with a heads-up display that would point out targets and give him mission objectives. And he would have a wrist-mounted computer. And this was back in like 2008.
I can't wait for the holographic things.
Holographic?
And it pops up.
In the 2012 version of Total Recall, people would have phones in their hands.
Right in them.
Yeah, it was a membrane with buttons you could press
that's
and talk to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, Elon Musk wants to put a computer chip in your brain.
People will do it. There was a guy on TV. He was German. Like nothing. Anyway, he said, "We will be your God in the future. There will be no God in the clouds anymore. Not the God in the clouds, the white guy with the beard." He said, "We're going to put a chip between here and your spinal cord, between your brain and your spine, and we can tell you if we want to, we can control you completely."
Yeah, that's Elon Musk.
He was just no.
That's what Elon Musk is doing now.
The whole movement, though. Yeah, this guy. But I couldn't believe he was actually saying it right in the World Forum.
Well, they do it all the time.
But nobody questions it.
They tell us exactly what they're doing. They want to have the Great Reset.
This is right out of the book. He's telling everybody there's no God. We're going to be your God. He's telling people this. Like,
they tell us all the time.
They're not even afraid to say it, but he was just verbalizing it straight out.
Yes, what I'm telling you is they tell us all the time that they're going to do it.
I thought
especially the Great Reset thing. They release books called the Great Reset.
I never heard anybody say we will be your God.
The International Monetary Fund will be like, we need a Great Reset, but then like CNN will be like, no, the Great Reset's a conspiracy theory, even though they're getting their news from the people who are saying they want a Great Reset. It's so backwards and strange.
They all contradict themselves.
They just don't want
misinformation is the way to keep people confused, and once you keep people confused, you can control them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think they do that on purpose.
Of course they do it on purpose. Why would they be doing it if it wasn't on purpose?
If nobody can figure the puzzle out, you can be in control.
Yeah.
So you just give little pieces where you confuse them, like you said. What's with all the fake crying on TV too, with the actors?
Yeah, crisis actors.
What's this fake crying and all these actors and athletes pretend they're crying? The news people.
Sympathy to get stupid people to believe.
Is this a ritual they're doing? What are they doing?
It might be a ritual.
I'm thinking it might be a ritual.
It might be an unconscious ritual, something that's been repeated throughout history, but they're not.
I think they might be part of a Illuminati group that you have to do that because they're paid to do it.
Well, the Illuminati and the Freemasons are real.
Yeah.
And there's a Mason clubhouse, not the big Tartaria one you call that's across the street here.
Yeah.
There's one up the street on North Main Street where they have a Masonic flag out in front. Obviously, they have a Masonic flag.
Yeah.
Then they have a Knights Templar flag.
That's cool.
And then they have a Holy Roman Empire flag.
Oh yeah.
So, if any of those are meant to be taken seriously, why are those people even allowed to have a clubhouse?
Yeah. See, they don't hide it. Like I said, most of the stuff's right in the open. But I think a lot of people, because they don't understand it, they make it into this big. Mm-hmm. The main reason, I think, the only reason you have, I always said, secret societies are formed in times like this when people are persecuted for religion and everything else. And this is when people go underground.
Well, in Chinese, crisis and opportunity are the same word.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in Europe, right? You had this, for example, Knights Templar. They were once part of the Roman Catholic Church. When they started getting persecuted, they went underground and came over here. And so
that's why on Oak Island in Canada, they're looking for Templar treasure.
What's going to happen now when people like me and you want to talk like this? We can't. We're going to go down.
We already can. We can't do it on.
Well, we are.
We can't do it on legacy media.
But I mean to the point where you have the Inquisition coming at your door. And
yeah.
So what they do?
I think we're on our way there very quickly.
We live up here, but we go underground. We meet people like us underground, and we have ideas.
I would consider what we're doing right now already a part of the underground.
We have oppression. Religious oppression. Yeah.
I would consider what we're doing right now already a part of the underground.
Yes?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've heard people like this talk on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, but are they multi-million follower channels?
Some of them have a lot of followers. They've been around for years, though.
The closest one is like Tim Pool and his group of friends, but they still can't talk about anything on. They still can't talk about everything on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube will take you off if you say certain words.
So that's why we have to have our own websites. Tim.
People, I'm sorry.
That's why I'm getting my own website.
You can say anything you want, then, right?
Pretty much. Some web hosts will ban your account, but it's just harder to have it happen because typically the people going to your website already agree with you. It's very rare that people who disagree with you are going to go out of their way to go to your website.
I mean, anybody who creates a website must have they put the policies right up there, right up the bat.
Yeah, some of them do, yeah.
That's what I understand. I mean, Facebook, I don't think is the place to debate all this stuff. It's just not a good place.
None of the platforms are.
Because it's not, first of all, it's not, it was never built for that reason.
No.
And then when people...
YouTube might be the closest one to it, but that's because Google's willing to lose money to keep it open.
It's supposed to be a family friend thing, and then people get on there, and right away they want to get into all this big argument.
Well, the thing with Facebook is they ban they ban conservatives, they ban people who are willing to talk about edgy political things, but yet they allow private groups that are sharing.
Yeah, it's not good.
So Facebook is its own hypocrite too.
Yeah, I believe that too. Dude. For me, it's just not a place to discuss serious things.
All the social media is like that.
I think it wasn't. I believe they're biased, definitely. But at the same time, I don't think, as a customer, I don't think I would. I mean, sometimes I put funny things out there, but to get a big debate, that's stupid. It's not the platform.
Well, where is? Because people don't leave their house.
Create a political platform, a place that's directly made for political discussion. That's what we do.
There's a website called Minds.
I know. You create one, make millions of dollars. Where you can go say whatever you want, fight away, argue, debate, whatever you want.
There's 4chan, you can do it on there.
Go do it. But, you know, that's what it's built for. But people want to turn something
like... Well, 4chan's just built for anonymity.
Yeah.
That's what it's built for, first of all. So that's why it ended up being those places. Places where they either prioritize anonymity or free speech inevitably become conservative.
I don't know. I mean, even on Facebook, I don't have many friends. I only put people on that I've actually talked to face to face. And I never have people in my immediate area that are on Facebook. They already know me. I don't want them in my business, going around town saying my business. So, like, I know you personally, so there's no need for me to have you on Facebook.
I don't have a Facebook account anyways.
Yeah, but it's stupid, right? I mean, I know about you, right? I don't need to have you up there.
Yeah.
And then some people are two-faced. Like, you might have a friend in town, and anyway, they're shooting your business. I don't want my business done.
One of my friends was telling me a story about a friend of his, like, messages him one day, and he says, we just can't, on Facebook, not in person.
Everybody's reading it. Everybody's reading it.
No. It was in a private message.
Oh, okay.
It was in a private message on Facebook. Well, I guess everyone is in the sense that Facebook can read them whenever they want.
Yeah.
But his friend sends him in a private message. You know, we just can't be friends anymore. Like it was a breakup.
Two guys.
Yeah. You know, if you're a guy and you don't want to hang out with another guy, just don't talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't invite him out somewhere. You don't have to see
big emotional breakup like
yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I never thought of it. Yeah, guys are usually very direct. They just won't do it.
Well, there's been the feminization of men, and I think that's partly because of the internet too.
That's really bad. Oh, geez, did I crush you? See, he goes in here. I gotta watch out because I put my arms back. He goes behind the blanket. I feel him crawling up and I can't find him. I couldn't find him once. He disappeared.
Well, you found him now.
You see the wild mouse in there. You see him jump.
No, I don't want to.
Baby, he's about that big.
I don't want to mess with that.
He bit me, little bastard. They don't like to be held. They're wild. I'll put him outside.
And did you buy him at the store?
Yeah, he's domesticated. He was the most wild. I didn't have that many, but he was pretty well. His body is like almost like theirs. His fur is very flat, thin and smooth, and he has the reddish eyes. But yeah, he was. But compared to that mouse, this guy's gigantic. I forgot how big he grown. When I got him, he was about that big, and I haven't really paid attention. You know, when you're with somebody,
yeah,
they're growing. You're like, yeah. Then I saw that mouse, I'm like, whoa, this guy got big. Yeah, so I was like, you're cool though. I can't have a cat or dog, so I have to go with the flow. So I had to adapt or die, my fish and mouse.
I'd really like to have a dog.
Me too.
But I don't.
Small dog.
I'm not excited about the idea of potty training it or housebreaking it.
That's another thing.
And then the other thing is, if I'm going to have a dog,
you can't leave it alone all day.
I would like to have a job where it can be with me all day.
Yeah, it's not fair to the animal. Yeah, I don't think, for me it'd be very unfair to bring a dog over here and just let it sit in the apartment by itself. We should do a commercial, fake commercial.
We can do that.
And so you can put it in between your...
what would it be a commercial for?
What do you want to sell?
Well, we can't sell someone else's product.
We got beer vacuums. We have to show a label.
No, we shouldn't.
Okay.
Because then what if that company says, well, we're not
sponsored. Something I created. How about something I created?
Yeah. You want to sell your art on my website? I
have a bunch of poems. My art. Oh, my art. Here we go. Okay, folks. $1. Dollar Tree, magic markers, dollar canvas. I'll let it go for $1. Is that not bad?
I think you should do $5.
For that?
Yeah.
All right, 3. $5 best offer. See, I'm not greedy. Which one do you like best? Do you like that one or that one?
I like the flower.
Okay, there's a nice purple flower. I see there was a madness behind what I was trying to accomplish here, but it never works. I was trying to do here, I was trying to do fractals. I saw something on TV.
Fractals?
You know, fractals, like
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so like, then there's something else going on here, and I totally forgot what it was. Oh, is that an orchid? I don't know. Let's go ahead. This is when I really got into the whole trucker thing with Canada. I was really excited and started drawing the big flags together, Canadian flag.
Well, your American flag's backwards, so is it in America in distress?
Oh, there we go.
Now it's upside down. Now it's still in America in distress.
Well, no, they had all different kinds of versions. This is just my version of it. They had a lot of different stuff. I mean, they had things upside down, but this was mixed with that. I know what you're saying, though. The stripes are on the right, so. Anyway, long story short, I never finished it.
Try to put a maple leaf on it?
Yeah, I had to put a maple leaf. You got it. Yep, exactly. I did it wrong the first time, and I had to make it bigger. Now, when the bookstore downtown closed, you know the bookstore downtown?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up being in there for a coffee, and they were selling these books for $1.
Oh, I wish I was there for that.
One guy just before me came in with $100, and he bought like 90 books. He had to get a freaking pull them out. He probably went online and made a lot of money. Anyway, I got a couple good ones, a bunch of good ones. These are like $25.
Okay, so I used to rent all my textbooks from there. Thank God this semester I didn't rent any textbooks.
Why is it better or cheaper or not good?
Oh my God, you could spend hundreds of dollars on it.
Really? Is it rent?
Yeah, just to rent them.
And you gotta hand them in when you're done?
Mm-hmm.
They got you guys coming and going. You know that, right? They got you going. Called a monopoly. A monopoly on money. The students are being screwed over with their books, big time.
Yeah, and
now professors are writing books and saying,
there was one of
you
them.
have to buy my book. And
A
then
couple
when
of
you
them
buy
are
it,
like that.
I'm going to upgrade one sentence in it next year and it's revised. But it's the exact same freaking book.
Yeah.
But he has to add only one thing and you have to buy it again.
The only 2 books I actually bought from Barnes & Noble for myself, one of them was the Communist Manifesto.
Uh-oh.
And then the other one was a book called The Stranger by Albert Camus. It was my favorite book I read in high school. And I gave it to this Kuwaiti guy to read. And I never got it back. So I don't know where it is. It's not like I spent a lot of money on it. It's probably spent like $10.
You know, it's funny, when I was in school once again, we were allowed, we just bought used books that kids used. A lot of them are highlighted already.
Well, there were multiple things you can do. Rent a used book, buy a used book, or buy a new book.
Yeah, man, we were buying books for like $3 or $4.
And if you're unlucky, you could get stuck buying a new book.
They're expensive.
Oh, yeah. Depending on the major you're in, you could probably spend like $1,000 on books.
I don't think I ever spent more than $40 on a book my whole college career.
I know, and I've spent upwards of like $350 renting books.
I remember exactly in the 80s when they screwed you guys over. I can remember exactly when they said, when they started making the kids in a closed environment to buy the books, they had to buy these books and that was no other options. And that's just a monopoly. You can't have monopolies in America.
Mm-hmm.
Not supposed to anyway. I knew you guys were getting it.
Well, Microsoft got broken up, but they're already on their way to having another monopoly.
I talked to a guy, and I told him, he was like, he's your age, a little bit older. But I said, we're talking about monopoly, and I said, well, monopoly is the reason America was created to prevent monopoly. He had no clue. He wasn't too sure if that was true. He had to go research it. I thought that was common sense.
Well, America was started out as the, the East India Trading Company or the West India Trading Company.
But the whole idea in America is not so one person is not king, no monopolies. That's what the whole country's based on.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's government, corporation, or individual. And to him not to know that, it's scary. Because that's one of the biggest, I would think it's like knowing how the government's set up, president, Congress. Pretty simple stuff, I would think. Nope, didn't know. You know it, right?
Yeah, and one thing I don't understand is like a lot of leftists, when it comes to censorship.
Sometimes I feel like I'm faking this whole a little bit of being very. I feel like we're like.
It can feel like that.
I do feel like you're kind of interviewing me a little bit too. I like it though. It's alright. I'm a little bit weary of it, but it's okay. We'll get free flow a little more.
I think we've already been. I think we've done incredible compared to other people.
Okay.
Other people I've done videos with.
Oh, okay.
And on
topics.
Tomorrow night, I think I'll be doing this again with the guy who I made that music video with on Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know if this is going to be episode 2 of CT&Friends or if this is going to be episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Because
you know what you should do with this, I would recommend is people's attention spans are very short.
Yeah.
So cut it down to 20-minute shots. Session 1, session 2, session 3, 20 minutes. Put a fake commercial in between, something funny.
I like long form video though, and
oh, you like?
So there's an algorithm on YouTube that you can.
How about at least a half hour? Not an hour though. That could be.
It'll be whatever I end up.
But if the conversation is boring, nobody's gonna want to listen to it. You're gonna have to edit it so it's quick.
Whatever it is, it's gonna be one video.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how long it's gonna end up. It's just gonna be one video.
So you're just gonna tie it all together.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it that way, but it's your shot.
It's how I want to do it.
Yes.
I'm an artiste, and I want my art to.
You have your whole thing figured out, right? I'm only doing it because I think you might get more people watching if it was a shorter video.
There is an algorithm on YouTube, and it does promote short videos. My most popular video is only 1.5 minutes.
Well, I kind of like those too if they're quick and interesting.
But not only do I like long form video, and I find myself watching 40-minute or even 4-hour, 5-hour videos.
I watched a 9-hour David Icke one, yeah.
So I figured either someone's going to watch it or not, and I don't particularly care how popular.
So you're not making it to make sure people's attention spans are on to it. You're just making it to get out there because you want to create it.
Yeah.
You're not there to please people. You're there to make a...
I just want to create it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And, you know, I at first thought I wasn't an artist, but, you know, I've been convinced over time that, yeah, this is a form of creation.
It's a form of creation, yeah. Yeah, you have good art and bad art, depending on what kind of creation you make. Good creation and bad creation, yeah. No, it's definitely a form of art. I think what else I got. Oh, that's my, if you pick that black book up, I had 7 of those way back. I started doing stuff. Anyway, you get the gist when you open it up. I threw them away. I was going to bury them, but I threw it away, so I started up again. Did you get to the beginning?
Oh,
there we go, yeah.
I had it upside down.
That's I fill it with all kinds of information, sayings, wise sayings, anything and everything.
I should get a blank book like this and do that.
Yeah, it's cool. Like that one would be the secrets of the sun, all stuff I learned. And then I think I'm going to bury it this time for future generations. I threw them all away. I had 7 of them filled up to the brim now.
Well, when you bury stuff, you have to be very careful on how you bury it. Otherwise, it's just going to rot away because it is paper. So if it gets wet, it's going to disappear.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to research it and probably maybe go down. I don't know how, you have to go a certain depth too, but that way it doesn't file back up. Maybe put some cement around it with plastic.
Yeah. So look at how we bury humans. We bury them in not only wood sarcophaguses. Yeah. Not only wood sarcophaguses, but also concrete ones as well.
Yeah.
Not separately, together.
Right. Yeah, a lot of the you're right, because a lot of the caskets are surrounded by cement. A lot of them, but water will prevent water from getting in. It eventually gets in anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, everything decays eventually.
I was thinking, I think
it's just a matter of how long you keep it preserved.
Yeah, if I wrap it really good in plastic, like 3 or 4 layers, that could last a long time in plastic.
Yeah, plastic can take tens of thousands of years, depending on the kind of plastic it is.
And then maybe a secondary layer, let it contain those waterproof. That could go for a long time. And I'm thinking maybe 500 years from now, they'll find it and go, oh, conspiracy. That was the truth. That wasn't happening. This is really the truth.
Yeah.
Like the file.
Well, truth isn't necessarily fact.
Or something. No, but they'll get a different version of it. But you won't get the news version.
I see truth as just naked, just what happened.
I know. People say.
So that's why I like videos, because I record just that happened in front of the camera. You take it however you want, but it happened, and you can see it.
I mean, people say truth is perspective, but I also believe there is a common truth.
I believe there is such thing as objective truth. It's just not all truth is objective.
Right. I mean, we can agree that's a white color, but you might say it's a certain white.
Yeah, it's eggshell.
But we have to agree.
Pastel.
When somebody comes in and says it's blue, either they're colorblind or something's not right.
Right.
So that's when I start saying, okay, perspective isn't always right. Don't tell me this because that's like a identity politics. Because your perspective doesn't mean it's right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
No, I just had to yawn.
Okay. I want some pizza?
No, I'm alright.
You hungry?
No, I had those tacos.
Should I put the lights on you or is it too dark in here?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's your beer, you help yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got tons of books. What else can we talk about? I got tons of books. Chakras. Ah, you'll like these. Hot Wheels. These are called Hot Wheel IDs. Careful, don't get to it. Yeah, what you do is you collect these. They're really cool. Get your computer, there's a chip in here, and you can race them on the computer.
Oh, wow.
It tells you how fast they are, what they can do.
Speed.
And they're collector's items, basically. They're about $10 or more. And they're really good. They're really cool. I had Hot Wheels when I was younger, but nothing like this.
So did I.
See the chip in the back?
Yeah,
Isn't that cool? I've never done it, but I guess you can race them on TV.
Or on your computer. It looks like it's
On
a phone.
computer,
It's a
yeah.
phone app.
Oh, it's a phone app?
Yeah, so you do it on your smartphone.
You probably have to figure it out real quick. I would. I don't even want. I just like the way they look.
I just look up the app and then try it.
I think they're really sharp. That's why I got it.
2018. So who knows if that app is still open? Like, if anyone's still playing it?
Yeah, you have older ones and you have ones from now, of course. Oh, you saw the date on there, didn't you?
Yeah, the date's on the bottom of the box, which is 2018. Copyright 2018. Typically, they copyright the year they make it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you have ones from, I think there's some that go back even further, and there's some that are created even now. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that. Well, I bought these. These were given to me free as a trial. They're like $40. I got them for 3 tarot cards. Well, come on, get up there. Get up there. Want to say hi? Want to say hi? Who's Mr. Mouse? What's that? What's that? Forever he'll be with you. Oh. See, mouses are very friendly. Watch how clever they are. If you hang them upside down, they're hard. It's hard.
He's out of frame.
Should I give some fun?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go ahead.
This young mouse right here, his heart beats 300 beats per minute. Yes, his body temperature is like ours. They have a keen sense of smell, better than a dog.
Really?
They can make subsonic noises, like a chirp. They chirp like a bird. They're happy.
Oh, and right in there.
And they squeak. You probably heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard the squeaks.
They do chirp. I'm sitting here. Chirp, chirp. What the hell is that? It's a freaking hamster. I never knew. Chirping like a maniac constantly. When they're waking up, sometimes they'll chirp. And then, I guess it's a sign that they're happy and content with their home.
Good.
The one guy chirped on my lap for like an hour. I'm petting him. Chirp, chirp, chirp. He stopped talking to him. I go, so what's going on? He's telling me a long story, like an hour. He's yapping away, and he wouldn't shut up. And he's like a guy, he's like letting all his feelings out like a beer, he's letting them all. He's really cool, And they do that. He didn't chirp. He won't speak yet. He hasn't said a word yet. I'm waiting for him.
He hasn't squeaked or chirped?
Not yet. I wonder if it's an age thing or it just takes a while for them to feel safe. It's another thing with mice. They're very nervous animals, jittery because they're prey. Everything eats them. And anyway, that's why you see them jumping around a lot. It takes a lot of them to relax when their eyes are on the side of their head there.
They're prey animals, yeah.
Yeah, they're prey animals.
So that gives them the widest field of view possible.
Yeah, that's why they're able to jump so high and escape. They're very good at escaping. Yeah.
I saw a rabbit. When I went to go get my camera, there was a rabbit in the middle of campus that was just sneaking around in the bushes. No one else noticed him.
Yeah, and they have the eyes.
Yeah.
They're looking right at you. I noticed these animals, this is freaky, because I think they have kind of a sixth sense because of that reason. That even if you stare at them from a distance, they know when you're staring, even if they're not looking at you. He'll be in there, I'll pop my head up, I'll look at him, and he'll his back towards me, right away. I'll go, look at me.
Yeah.
Run away into the thing. They just pick it up. So I think there's some kind of a sense there.
I think we have it too. It's just not as powerful as theirs.
Right. If we were in the woods a lot, we'd probably be able to. We have all this noise around us. We don't utilize it too much. You can't really. It's blocked out.
Yeah, it's the microplastics and the Schrader clot on our pituitary.
It's noise. It's plain old noise too. How you gonna?
Noise pollution is a thing.
I mean, we can't be. How can I put it? It's really dead quiet. If we're shouting, we're not going to pay attention. You're just going to walk right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're smart. Help yourself to your own beer.
Yep.
I know. What was I going to say about the mouse? Okay, what else did I say? His heart rate? Yeah. It can go up to 500 beats a minute when he's scared.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm
right?
surprised when, like, I've seen mine get up to like 300 doing intense exercise.
No human can do 300.
According to this watch, it's been up to 300.
No, it's impossible.
Maybe I have a bad heart.
That's impossible.
You know, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is
Your heart
giving
would
people...
explode after 190.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe this watch is just fucked up.
Yeah, if you did that, I want to see that. I don't want to see it. You make a lot of money at that one. You might be a medical record. Pretty sure a heartbeat, you never, even for an athlete. Look at this guy, he's everywhere. Get over here.
Athletes, the lower your resting heart rate will be when you're an athlete.
Yes. Yeah.
So like my resting heart rate, I've seen down as low as like 54.
That can happen, yes. That's a good thing, though, to do that.
Yeah.
To teach yourself to calm yourself. I have a breathing method. You should. I wish I could give you a book here. I don't have an extra one, but this is really good right here. I know. I picked this up online. It's called the 4-7-8 breathing method.
Mm.
What you do is you just
4 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds.
Oh, but it works. I'll tell you what, it works. If you're ever in a stressful, you want to just quiet your heart right down instantly. 4 in, hold 7, and 8 purse lips out.
I'm actually a pretty calm guy. I don't...
From anger to forgiveness. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm a pretty calm guy. There were a couple moments when I was younger that, you know, I thought I was going to be an angry person. But then I decided I don't want to be that angry person, so I never...
By choice?
Yeah, by choice I'm not an angry or vindictive person. And then by choice I'm also not a stressed out and anxious person.
That's good. You're Irish, right? Connor's Irish.
I'm a lot of things. Yes, they're actually...
Like O'Connor?
So, yeah, I have Irish, Swedish, Scottish, Polish.
That's why you're beerish. You're on the issues.
Yeah.
Right?
So oh, and Swedish.
Swedish?
Yep. So and then apparently there's French Canadian somewhere.
Jeez. You're up that whole area up that way.
So to me that just tells me I'm just an American. I'm too mixed to be any individual thing.
Right.
Oh, great! You put me at the fool.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I didn't even try. And the fool in the hill. Yeah,
I don't know how tarot cards work.
They're nice though, aren't they? They're beautiful. I just like them because they look good. I was going to teach myself how to use them.
You haven't yet?
I understand a little bit, but you know, it takes a little more learning. For me anyway, I don't have a little more learning. And you know, every picture is a whole story too.
I know it is. It's supposed to be emblematic of personality and things like that.
There's all kind of luminary symbols in there too.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are.
There's tons of them. It's all connected, you know that. But yeah, it's crazy.
Is every single one of them different?
You know, I haven't gone through them yet, but there's a lot of them there. You notice there's a lot more than usual or no?
Yeah, this is a really big deck.
I thought so, yeah. I thought.
Well,
I haven't even
are
looked at
tarot
them.
cards based like a poker deck at 52?
That's a good question. I don't know. I have to look that up too. Probably find out.
So far, every one of them is unique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do they
Age
have
of
both sides?
Pentacles.
Like have some? Oh, there's this. Oh no. Okay.
No, it's just one-sided. Well, one side's unique.
It just looks like it's thicker than most tarot card. I don't know.
However,
Maybe it's another.
I'm.
She did say it was a very.
These don't have titles anymore. Or is this the? All of these must be related to the Age of Pentacles because they all have these. King of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, so then there's a whole genre of cards that are the Pentacles, and then Ace of Wands.
What's a pentacle?
Ace of Wands.
What's
So then,
a pentacle? What's that?
It's showing the Pentacles as a sphere with a 5-sided star in it.
Oh, these are like a painting almost. That's nice.
So these aren't actually in an order.
I didn't think so either. These are different than normal ones. Like, these are luxury ones.
So like this one is 3 of Wands.
Oh, okay. You know a little bit about it then.
Well, no, because I'm looking at the cards and I'm telling you what's on the
It doesn't
cards.
say what it is though. It just shows it.
No, because look, it starts the Ace of Wands, and then that's a number 3, and there's 3 there, so it's the 3 of
Oh, okay.
Wands.
There we go. Okay, I got it.
So no, it's not that I know what it is I saw the card before.
Does that feel like there's 52, or does it feel about the same thing?
No, this is probably like 70 or 80.
I thought so too. It's very thick.
Yeah.
They look bigger too, don't they? They're huge.
They are huge cards, yeah.
Supposedly it was a luxury deck, and I got it on special for $5. It was $47 on Facebook. And I always wanted to get one, so yeah, they look bigger. I thought so too.
Yeah, you should learn how to use them, shuffle them up, and
Yeah,
try it out.
there is a science to this. Believe it or not, there is.
What? Not just coincidence?
No, you have to learn. First, you have to know astronomy, real astronomy, not the fake stuff. You have to know what art. You have to know astronomy, and you have to know what real astrology is, not just fake horoscopes.
Yeah.
And then once you understand that, you have to understand the symbolism, because it goes esoteric.
Yeah. Esoteric stuff is always fun to learn.
And esoteric doesn't mean conspiracy. It just means hidden
Niche.
knowledge. It just means a hidden knowledge.
Yeah.
Niche, whatever. Yeah, esoteric. Like oculus means not to know. You just don't see. Right? Anyway. You know.
Eccentric isn't necessarily bad. It just means you're not typical.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people like you don't want to be a mainstream guy, right?
No, I've never wanted to be. I've always been not fringe, but just counterculture to a degree.
Yeah, because you want to do your own thing. If you see truth, you're just going to stick with it.
Yep.
But you're lucky your parents were obviously old school, taught you old school a little bit. You see, you wouldn't be getting along with me. I'm 50, 61. We get along pretty good, and you're a lot younger, but you're able to talk with people older.
Because I've always been around older people.
But your generation usually isn't interested in the stuff that I would have to say.
No.
So you're old school kind of. Do you like old rock and roll?
I like classic rock primarily.
There you go. There you go.
But I have been moving into the modern era. Like,
oh no, you're in the modern era, but you're very old school.
When it comes to
your
like
bass is old school, I think.
When it comes to like hip hop, I've now gotten into the '90s, but it's hard for me to get into the.
You don't want to go any further than that. It gets really bad.
Yeah.
I don't like the nasty crap. Sorry, crap rap, crap. No, I call it. I'm probably getting in trouble for this. Crap rap and garbage rock. Keep it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of it. I'm tired of all the violence and the nasty language.
So like when it comes,
not a prude, but too much is too much.
When it comes to like following musicians or politicians or anything like that, I'm now restricting myself to the ones I actually know in person.
Oh really?
So the guy I made the music video with, he'll be now the only artist that I actively keep up with his new stuff.
Okay.
Other than listening to old music.
Okay.
But if there's any modern artist who's making things, it'll be him. Okay. Because I actually know the guy.
Right.
Out of politicians, there's a friend of mine from high school who's running for a seat in the Connecticut House. He'll be now the only politician I vote for because I actually know who he is.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, it helps a lot when you know somebody personally.
Yeah.
That way you know. I mean, to claim. I always thought I have a hard time voting for somebody because I don't even know I know what they stand for, but
you know what they publicly stand for.
I don't know them like if you're lying or I don't know personally. Yeah. I can't say to love them like a football team or something.
Right.
That's what bugs me when people in politics pretend they know these people and they don't know them. He likes to go down my lane. He wants to go on the floor, but I don't let him.
You don't let him on the floor?
No, because he'll bolt. I won't see him for a day. You try to catch him. You want to try to catch him? Let him go?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. He'll end up running around and then he'll disappear. He likes to go in the closet. And then...
You're probably afraid he'll destroy the apartment a little bit, right?
Or get hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of destroy. I'm afraid he's going to get hurt or he's just going to disappear and die. Because eventually, well, you know what happens? He gets thirsty. He starts poking his head out. He'll come walking out like defeated kind of thing,
I couldn't survive on my own.
Yeah, like,
give me some water.
But then he'll play hard to get. Okay, I know he wants to come back, but he'll come up to you, but they're stubborn, like cats, right? So he doesn't want to completely admit that he's wrong, like a guy, So he'll kind of run away again and come back. I'm like, okay, you stay over there. Then he'll come back again. Then he'll get real thirsty and hungry.
Yeah.
It's like your kid, yeah, you're smart. Oh, that's funny. You got me laughing. That's funny. Sorry.
When I did
this, a little self-conscious with the.
When I did this with Yakov and his friend Mendel, he was just surprised at how easy it was for me to talk in front of cameras.
Yeah, you're comfortable with it. Yeah.
Because I forced myself to be.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I have to be. If I'm going to be having a career with cameras, I'll have to be comfortable being in front of as well as behind the camera.
That's true. You seem like you were always pretty good at talking and stuff. So.
Not in front of cameras, but then I learned that. Yeah, I would talk to myself. Yeah, I used to be a huge liar when I was in middle school and early high school because I didn't want to do my homework. So I'd make a billion excuses as to why I didn't do my homework. And now I try to be as honest as possible. And I think that's what's really made a good relationship.
Were you raised Catholic, Roman Catholic?
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
That's probably what encouraged me to be a liar.
Did you go to church for a while when you were younger?
I went to Sunday school, and then I went to church consistently when I was trying to get confirmed.
Yeah.
Then as soon as I got confirmed, I stopped.
Oh, you did. What grade did they do that in now?
For me, it was 8th grade.
8th?
Yeah.
Wow, holy shit, late. We used to get it in 4th. We got confirmation. Yeah. Holy Communion first, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Holy Communion for us was around 4th grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I went to Catholic school though, so it's different back in the 60s too.
My mom went to Catholic school.
Mm-hmm. Nuns,
Catholic school up to high school.
Is it true that the nuns would smack you around my day? Very true.
Yeah, my
With
mom said the same
rulers,
thing.
with their hands and with their fists. they would let you go flying. They would smack one guy, hit him so hard. Amazing. I had fun. I was glad I went though. It was a good discipline.
Mm-hmm.
I look now, people are so chaotic and lost. A lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like I had direction compared to a lot of other people my age.
Yeah, because I think it was the whole structure of the school.
But I don't think it was an institution that gave me direction. I think it's myself realizing other people don't, and if I want direction, I have to do it to myself. Because there were a lot of people in my age group who were being raised with parents who said, do what you want. Now, it does help.
At a young age, just go do what you want.
It does help having someone when you're young tell you what to do.
Yeah.
But being told what to do when you're young leads you to being able to make your own decisions when you're an adult.
Yeah, I think you should break. A kid has to be broken into that. You just don't say to a 3rd grader, go do what you want, like they're trying to do now.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So I think as people.
Well, they're also telling people who are, beginning to go through puberty, if you're not 100% comfortable in your body, you're just trans. Even though you're going through puberty, everyone's uncomfortable.
It's like saying I'm depressed for one day, therefore I'm going to be depressed the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's just stupid logic.
And people fall into that. They'll be like, oh, I'm depressed, so I'm going to lay in my bed and not do anything.
That's an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
People get you to be like them. Misery loves company.
Yeah, people have been telling me that
A lot of
lately.
people are very miserable, and majority of people are miserable in this country, and they want everybody else to be miserable like them. I'm sorry, it's true.
It is true.
You know it. People aren't saying it enough, by the way. People are getting sick of it, I think, slowly but surely. You heard that saying a lot. Yeah. It is true. Nothing worse than one miserable person, 2 miserable people by themselves. I figured it's a time, another half hour went by, and I'm yapping away, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Playing it.
Isn't it crazy how fast time can fly when you're involved in doing it?
I know.
We've been doing this for at least an hour.
That's not bad, though.
Yeah, no, but it's impressive that we've already gone that long.
I know, it went fast, too. Holy shit. And plus, we're just still hitting on new topics.
Now, we are getting low on light outside.
Want to pick that on? Oh, you want to get out there and walk
If you do want to go outside and do stuff.
I don't know, now I'm getting comfortable just sitting here.
Then we can continue doing this.
Okay. Well, I'm getting comfortable. How about you?
I'm fine doing whatever.
Wish it was earlier in the day, I would have. Do it now, maybe.
If we had left the bar like 45 minutes earlier, maybe we did. Maybe
I know. Plus, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon already. I thought it was earlier in the day. What time does it stay daylight till?
Very soon.
That late already?
Yeah.
Wow. That was fast. Let me see, how you gonna clean yourself?
It's already almost 8 o'clock.
At night? No.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. I got to the bar at 2 or 3. Wow. What time did you get there?
Like 4.
And we've been hanging out for 4 hours.
Yeah.
No way.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Feels like a half hour. Holy shit. Good company. That's good though, I like that. That is nuts. Good man. Maybe we'll go out tomorrow. Be around tomorrow? You gone tomorrow?
I got class tomorrow and then I'm going to go to the shop for a while. Because that'll be like... If I have that test on Saturday online, I'll be finding that out in class tomorrow if we're going to be doing it online or in person.
I don't think you have time during the week at all. I don't know.
If the test is in person, then I'll be here till Saturday.
Oh, cool.
If it's I guess Sunday because I'll leave on Sunday.
Right.
But if the test is online, then I'm going to try to leave by Wednesday or Friday, Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, if you want to walk around town, just text me now. Cause when you have the free time, let me know. I'll let you know if I can do it. We can get it done real quick.
I got one project. I got one creative project to get done that's due on Thursday. And after I leave here, I'm going to just try to get it done.
Do you make sure you have all your credits covered and everything? You're good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do that naturally. I don't have to have an agenda or anything.
And they've already told you you're good to go to graduate and everything's good?
Yeah, the only thing I have left to do is pay off by Friday.
Oh, $200.
My bounty, or
You're gonna wait till the last minute to do that, aren't you?
I'm gonna wait. I'm waiting until the last minute. I'm on campus. Yeah. So if I'm gonna leave before Saturday, then
Stick it to them as much as you can.
Yeah.
$200. How long were you out there for? How many minutes?
I was out. No, I wasn't fined for protesting.
Oh, you fined for?
I was fined for not wearing a mask.
Oh, that's stupid.
It was $200 for not wearing a mask.
Where'd you walk into?
All my classes and around campus.
Even outside?
Yeah, even outside they counted.
So every time you went to a class, the professor would say something to you?
No. The professors didn't say anything. Actually, it was the director of my major who reported me the first time. Which
were they watching you the whole day? You know, wearing a mask, all that guy. Mask police? Like
the security when they got the report that I wasn't wearing a mask, they did just sit for hours watching me on camera and recorded where I was going without a mask. Yeah.
Really? Swear to God.
Yeah.
That's weird.
When they did the trial, the investigator who was the accuser just like read off an itinerary of like 48 hours of my actions walking around without a mask.
Whoa, they get that deep? Holy shit. Sound like you were on trial.
For not wearing a mask.
But if you sat in the classrooms, the professor didn't care, the kids didn't care?
No one said anything to me.
No other people were wearing masks?
The first day I did it, one student asked me oh, well, she was pointing at my face, and I said, I'm not wearing it anymore, I don't care.
You don't care?
And then they didn't give me a problem.
Yeah. Why would they make, I don't understand, this New York City, that one new mayor, he's still making the
Eric
kids.
Adams.
You don't like him either, do you? Or do you like him?
I was excited about him, but then he ended up just being another Bloomberg.
I thought he was gonna do really.
I guess when you're in New York City, you really can't change. The city it's.
I wonder if he knew that all along.
So I play a video game where you play on the scale of like nation states, and you conduct wars at the scale of nation states.
Yeah, nation states.
And you know what it makes me think is like New York City. It doesn't have any control over its identity at this point.
I saw those all over.
It's this unconscious mass that's pushing an agenda.
Unconscious mass.
It is. It's strange. It is a singular body, and I feel like it doesn't represent New York State. It only represents itself.
Yeah, because you guys, New York State is a whole different thing.
Yeah. New York State's huge, and New York City controls so much of the rest of the state.
It does?
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Because of how much voting power it has. There's like 8 million people in New York City.
Right. I forgot there's more people in that little area than the whole freaking state of
yeah.
The voting.
And they have Long Island too. So New York has all of upstate New York.
Is everybody that extreme in New York City like that?
Not everybody, but there's a lot of people. And because you're in a city, there's a lot of extremists from every ilk.
What are they don't mind all the crime? I don't understand. So this guy got voted in, and everybody was hoping he'd be different. He's not doing anything too much different, right?
Nope.
I know he's dressing up a lot and going to a few things. Not a lot, but a few things.
Because that's what the mayor does. The mayor doesn't mean anything. The mayor in this city, you know the guy who really makes all
have some power.
You know the guy who makes all the decisions in the city? It's the city administrator, not the mayor. It's the city administrator, so it's probably the same thing in New York City.
Why, who's the administrator?
And the administrator is an appointed position.
Is he a lawyer? What is he?
I don't know. It's just some guy who gets appointed as city administrator. If they have a background being a lawyer or anything else, it's just what they have to have.
What's he administrating? The laws of that mean?
That means the battery died.
Oh, bummer.
But I had a second one charging here.
It's a crazy world. What are you gonna do? It's getting dark in here. You should put a light on. Can I put a light on?
Yeah, you can. It's fine. It's not going to make much of a difference.
It's not gonna get too dark. I like it. There we go.
Too dark for you?
I can't believe it's 8 o'clock. That's weird. My apartment is disgustingly dirty.
Yeah, it's 7:49.
You like cheese?
Oh, I love cheese.
Hold on, I got some. Hey, watch my mouth, will you?
Yeah, he's on the chair right now.
I forgot. I totally forgot about it already. Yeah. Thank you. What a mess. I have a hard time cleaning with my, I don't know why. It's a long story. Oh, you got it.
Oh, fucking cheddar cheese.
Here you go. Steak a piece.
Epic.
Watch. Say hello. Hey, come on. There you go. A little more than I know.
No, I'll be fine with just the one. I'm fucking addicted to cheese.
Only $1 at the Dollar Tree.
Oh my god.
Big packs.
For $1, that's actually pretty
And
good.
what, 8 packs? I haven't eaten it for the last 2 days. My cholesterol is probably through the roof.
Yeah, you shouldn't have told me that. Because I've restored my cholesterol eating a shit ton of cheese.
Luckily, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat a lot of meat.
Oh, really?
I just eat turkey, so luckily for that, it might be. I think it's got to balance out a little bit. But
I love meat. Beef is great.
I just didn't like all the crap they were putting in it. I had to stop. I always wanted to be a vegetarian anyway.
You know, most beef, well, actually, most of the meats you buy from the store is cloned.
Oh God, I can't believe it. That's terrible.
Most of the meat is
Is
cloned
it less
meat.
nutritious?
It's cloned in the sense that the animal is either it's artificially inseminated with
What kind of crap, right?
these standardized eggs that are made.
Okay. Oh, I know. In other words, there's no variant.
Very little, yeah.
They want everybody to be
Yeah.
the most productive animal they can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super animal almost.
Not super, just controlled.
Yeah. That's weird.
It is really weird.
It's a shame too. How we doing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A little low in the conversation here. That's okay.
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while it happens, but I don't fret about it.
Yeah. Could let clear the mind a little bit. Other things come into being. Boredom is a good time to get to know yourself.
Well, people
Do you like yourself?
now, when they feel boredom, they go and pull out their
Yeah.
phone.
I don't mind silence.
No, boredom is supposed to encourage you to either be creative or productive. It's
Yeah.
not to get entertained.
That is very true. I never realized it until I had a lot of time on my hands. I asked one guy, what do I do all the books? I said, enjoy it.
Yeah, actually, when you're bored, that shows how privileged you really are in life. That you
Yeah.
have the time to not be doing anything and to be bored.
I think about it. People work their whole lives to have time, and then they get sick of having too much time when they get older. Then they want to go back.
Because the American dream is to be retired and not doing anything, when not doing anything is what drives you insane.
But if you're raised in a society where not doing anything is good, you don't think that way, you won't go insane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all how you're. Then you can break this cycle if you wake up and are aware of it. But some people don't get aware of it; they just get caught up in it. Right? I always wanted to work right till I died. Until I would want to drop dead right at work. Well, now I have all this time.
I want this to be the kind of work I'm doing up until I die. Day jobs, I don't care what they are, but I also don't want them to go on forever.
Well, you can do this. I'll tell you something, if you don't have to, but sacrifice is one way of sticking with what you want to do if you really can't. Say you're not making a lot of money doing it, but you can make a living. You have to make your mind up. Do I want to make a lot of money, get married, have a house, but I want to do this, maybe have an apartment?
I don't think this,
Still enjoy this.
with the way I do it, I don't think this would ever come between me and the rest of my life.
I mean, financially, though, it's going to be.
That's what I mean.
In other words, you would, even if you're just making, say, $30,000 with a nice small apartment, you might be content.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Sacrifice. And what do you want to do?
I'll always do this because we live in a world now where me recording this and putting it on a multi-million-dollar infrastructure, well, actually a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure website completely for free for the entire world to see is something that exists now and will probably always exist as long as the internet exists.
Especially now because everybody's taking filming and doing everything.
So there's absolutely...
You're right into the whole groove of things.
I see it as there's really no loss doing this because I could end up making money from it one day, and if I don't make money directly from this, I'll make money from the benefits of having done this.
And you know, yeah, another thing about this is nice. Say you make 20 YouTube videos, just for example, when you get a lot of hits and you can make extra money, you don't have to do anything. They're just sitting there making money.
It's doing it on its own.
Exactly. So it's you can go do something else, and that's just going to make you extra money. Come on.
Nobody's going for that cheese.
Oh, you want to eat? Go ahead, eat your cheese. Go ahead. That's yours. Go ahead. Oh, good boy. Oh, you're not going to eat the big piece. Big slob. Look. Eat a big thing. Next he's going to eat the whole thing, the dummy. Want some cheese? Here you go. Yeah, that's it. Can watch him sleep in there. He loves that little thing too. That's his second home, by the way. Well, he has that when I keep him over here. I'm not going to film that. Get close. That'll be good for you. Oh boy, he's gonna. They're gonna love you.
The mouse kid.
That's a good picture. That's cool. And the shoes, you got a little ball home. Now, another thing with mice, they're so smart. Now, if you put them in a container, first thing they'll do is they'll measure every little outline, perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do they measure it, they remember. For example, they don't say inches, but they know exactly how far it is from one end to.
Yeah.
So they have it all memorized. He'll come over here, he'll circle that, make sure it's safe, look around. Okay, takes me one turn, just follow, and boom, it's in their head. So 3 days from now, they know exact measurements of everything in there. So they want to be able to escape, how big it is, how small it's memorized right in their head. Amazing. Like a reconnaissance.
Yeah, they're doing recon.
But they got it instantly.
It's their instinct to do
It's
it.
like amazing, yeah.
But it's not the instinct of every person to do that.
No. You're right. Like if we took a walk in the woods, we'd bring a map. You know, or maybe somebody would.
Well, actually, now we have the maps everywhere we go on our phone.
Or like say
That
somebody
helps.
would map out an area they didn't know about.
Yeah.
And walk around and do it. That's what I'm saying, but they do it.
When I was here in the city, when I had free time, I would go out and walk around, and I wanted to know what was around the college.
Right. You take your time, learn the area a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I liked to convince myself I was building a 3D representation in my brain that I can. But
Yeah.
I'm just imagining what I think a 3D representation of the city would be, and it's not accurate at all.
Right.
What I do know is when I actually go, I know where I'm going. But when I
Yeah.
imagine it, it's still like a fictionalized version that might not be accurate.
And if
at
you
all.
were a mouse, like if you were somebody's prey all the time, you'd be figuring this stuff out for quick escapes.
I think I'm
Hiding.
I think, well, if we're talking about in the prey sense, I think I might be prey to the bankers and debt lords who
Yeah.
would try to screw me over,
Yeah.
which they have. I'm 90,000 in debt. They got me to do it.
That's crazy. That's a lot. Right off the bat, that's crazy. How long can you defer it for? 2 years?
6 months.
That's it?
Yep.
Can you use some advice? Don't worry about credit too much, unless you're going to get married and get a house and stuff.
I don't worry about credit at all. I think about what money do I actually have.
Because they want you to be in debt. They want you.
They
don't
do.
Like, they don't like people who save money.
They make money off the interest, so they want you in debt.
I don't even worry.
So my goal is to pay off my loans as fast as possible, so I don't give them any extra money or as little extra money in interest as possible, because I can't pay it off right away. If I paid it right away, then they'd get no interest off of me, but I can't do that.
Right.
So it's just doing it fast as possible to give them as little extra interest as possible.
Yeah.
But that means my life is going to be pretty destitute until I do that, because so much of my money is going to be funneled into doing that.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I spent the money I was going to have to spend on myself for living expenses on this,
True.
on that, on my
Yeah.
computers. So I forced myself to buy things that are useful to me later.
Yeah, because this will be your income later on. This will take care of you later.
Hopefully, yeah.
It's like an investment in your health.
Mm-hmm.
I always say I really don't have great health care, but my investment in my health is eating well and, buying little things like not eating this, not eating that, not smoking, having a beer every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't have a lot of money to get great medical care, so prevention.
Yeah, prevention is the key.
Yeah. We're not a preventive country, though. We're a reactive country.
We are.
We always have been. And people are mostly reactive.
To be preventive, you end up having to be states like a totalitarian
I've always been
state.
preventive with stuff with health.
So it's up to the individual to be preventive, not the government.
Right, but even our government's reactive.
Well, the government is always reactory
That's true too. I never thought about that. Right. Why are we as the people so reactory?
because I think our attention spans have been decreased so much that you can only react and not predict or plan ahead. And the people who do are savants. Not idiot savants, but just savants in
Do
personality.
you think people were more preventive back in the day than they are now?
Because it's been... Okay, so
And give me examples.
when you've been disconnected of the logistics of how your food gets to the store, it's a lot easier to react than it is to actually plan
So
ahead.
people just they think food just comes from the grocery store.
Yes,
They
no,
forget.
it's not that I think that. There are people who will tell you, oh, why are you worried about the beef? It's just at the store.
Yeah.
Because that's their base instinct. So they're...
Yeah, that false sense of safety is very dangerous.
So modern society has has drifted us towards being reactionary as individuals. And the government has just always been reactionary.
I think we just expect everything to be there when it's not. We overreact.
Yeah.
because we're just, everything's already...
Or the threat of it not being there, we overreact, and thus creating the shortage in the first place.
How do you explain people when there's an emergency like lockdown, that everybody went and bought toilet paper instead of food and medicine?
Yeah, because they didn't want to shit and not have to be able to
So
wipe their ass. But you can just wash
But
yourself.
how can you shit if you have nothing in your stomach?
Yeah.
So what makes people think, how come people got so stupid? Can you explain that one to me?
Because
I thought about college education.
I'm just going to say the internet. I'm just going to say the internet.
You're laughing, but you know it's true.
I know it's true, and my answer to you would be the internet.
Guess what? For 3 days we're going to have emergency. You went out and bought toilet paper. I went out and bought food and medicine. What the hell? Who would buy toilet paper, first of all? Why would you bet?
You got a sink, right? And you know what?
Why is that?
As long as you can find water somewhere, you can just wash your ass.
But why?
And that'd probably do a way better job than the toilet paper anyways.
You get my point, though. That's the last thing on the thing you're worried about.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'll just wash my ass instead.
Honey, you got 3 kids, right? You go out to the store, you know you might be locked down for 3 days. You come back with 7 rolls of toilet paper, no food, no milk, no water, and no medicine.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? And you're a grown man or an adult who's been around the block a little bit. That's panic. And that's stupidity. I don't understand. I mean, survival is the first thing I tell you is, gotta get your food and water and stuff.
It's water, food, then shelter. No, water, shelter, then food.
Right.
Because even if you don't find food, you still need somewhere to sleep.
So do you think these people who went and bought toilet paper were just relying on it that everything was going to be there anyway?
They're relying on things were going to be there anyways. And at the grocery stores near my house...
So they weren't worried about food shortages or medicine?
No.
And they weren't worried about
why
were they worried about toilet paper being out?
Let me give you this example.
They caused the whole thing.
The grocery store next to my house in Connecticut, other than toilet paper, didn't have a shortage of anything. Even when other grocery stores are shown to have entire empty shelves.
So nobody had a panic or anything?
No, not really. People weren't panic buying a ton of food, but there were also, even when people were, we happened to have the logistics to keep it stocked. But other parts of the country don't have that.
But didn't they create the shortage by everybody?
By locking everything down, yeah.
Well, no, the people went in the stores and created toilet paper shortage because they went.
Right, but we're also creating the shortage by banning imports from Russia, like the fertilizer we need to make food.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, that's a real thing now.
Yeah, that's what's going to come in the next 6 months.
But we need that to eat.
Actually, not even. Within the next 4 months,
Well, the next thing is food. That's the next shortage, and they're going to take control of that as we're in trouble. Because people will like to say this, when it comes to food, family and friends will kill you. Out of nuts, they'll just go nuts. Because starvation will make people nuts.
That's why places like North Korea are so effective at keeping people subdued, is you're so starved that you don't have the time to think about either fighting the government or the intellectual ability because you're so deficient.
I think this was a test. They did the drug thing now, and the next thing they know, once they do the food thing, but they have to be careful how they do it. They don't want to do it so it looks too purposely. Somebody on there...
Yeah, it has to seem coincidental or natural.
How about this theory? Somebody had a theory on YouTube, and I thought, okay, I have this theory too. If there's something coming up, a big calamity that's going to end the surface people, make it very bad for them, wouldn't you placate the people for a while to keep them calm, not to...
Yeah, you don't want people to panic.
Don't tell them. So how would you do that? Give them money, tell them they don't have to work. So now
Connecticut ran out of money for unemployment like 2 years ago.
How about this too? Everybody said there's food shortages and all this because of what's going on in California. What if all the rich people are taking all the food and storing it? And they're paying. Now
the government has been known to buy up food.
Now we're going to pay for this whole structure they're building somewhere else on the ground through the wars and oil.
I couldn't imagine the underground facilities that exist in this world.
So the guy's saying, okay, maybe they're just taking all this food and then they're just telling us it's a short, but they're really just shipping it underground. They might be there for years on end. So our shelves look empty because they're taking it all, putting it in. I'm not going about that. Makes sense a little bit.
And then they tried to panic us. They have like a seed bank like close to the northern Arctic.
Oh, they have a whole Noah's Ark up there. It's called Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark.
They tried to panic us by saying it got breached and was filling with water or something.
You lie so much. There's no water, but we're on a water planet. And people believe that.
Yeah, 70% of the earth is covered in water. You just have to take the time to desalinate.
Plus, but there's more drinking water underneath us than there is above us.
Yeah.
You know, and
of the surface, less than 1% of it is drinking water. But when you realize that there's a massive aquifer that covers like 8 states in the middle of the country.
I go right to my own land in Pennsylvania, dig a well in 2 seconds. There's water.
Yeah, an average of what, like 25 feet, and you got water for days.
You know, and they're telling everybody there's no water. People are buying that too.
Actually, around here, just because of how close you are to the water table because of the river, you could dig a 15-foot well here, and the water would be pretty damn clean.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then there's also the fake war. First it was climate. No, first it was global warming. That didn't work out because global wasn't warming, and they had to change it to climate change. But that's a general statement.
And now it's
because the climate's always changing.
It is. Yeah.
They can't say anything because they can't prove it.
Yeah.
Because we only have records.
Because it used to be global cooling, then it was global warming, and now it's climate change.
It's just another way to scare people.
It is.
Now, I think pollution is affecting. Don't get me wrong, this pollution is affecting.
No, yeah.
But the only thing that's going to keep this planet up is the sun.
We can thank the EPA, because the EPA has banned pretty much all gross surface pollution in the U.S.
Well, we're going to be all electric pretty soon in our country, so that's a big chunk right there. So.
If we were a nuclear powered country, energy, electric vehicles and all that would make sense because we have the energy to run them. But we don't because we're running on coal power plants, and a coal power plant can use like 1 million tons of coal a day.
Yeah.
And where the fuck is all that coal coming from? And guess what? It sounds like we're going to run out if we're using that much. And we have like 18 coal power plants across like Tennessee. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of coal around too.
Well, I don't think we've dug all the coal out of this valley.
Do you believe humanity in 100 years of cars can really ruin the whole planet? 100 years.
Cars will what?
No, pollution. I mean, I just don't. You know, I did believe the planet was heating up. I thought it was pollution. Then I started paying attention more, especially when Trump came in. Really paying attention, doing the not just listening, but trying to put the words to practical. You can take it. Anyway, this makes sense.
He's sleeping with his cheese.
Yep, you got him sleeping.
He ate enough of it and got tired.
He passed out, naturally does. I figured he would. His ears are perky too. He must like you. Oh, his ears are up. He ate all that cheese. Oh my God, he ate a big chunk of it, didn't he? He always goes there and naps out.
He's got a full stomach of cheese.
These guys love to eat.
Living the mouse's dream, got all the cheese.
He loves peanut butter and cheese. That's his favorite.
Yeah, he's looking right at me.
They can't control themselves because of the time, the clock in their head.
Mm-hmm.
They just fall asleep naturally during the day. That's why I have a hard time being awake. Being nosy right now.
Nah, I'm alright.
I have a big piece of knife on it. You do, go get it.
You're gonna ruin my cholesterol, dude.
I know. You think does beer help get rid of fat? Yeah, it burns fat, doesn't it? I don't know.
No.
Alcohol. Citrus does.
It's, well, I think this has citrus in it, but the carbs you end up pack, beer, okay, so what you eat forms differently on your body. When you have a lot of beer, it really just forms around your belly.
Yeah.
And then carbs will, like...
Sugar, you gotta turn the carb.
Carbs will pack into here and then down here, but it'll be tight in the middle.
I've never had a beer, but yeah, I don't drink that much beer enough to get one.
I got really fat when I was young, so I've just been fighting that the whole time.
Oh, you haven't, so you've been trying to work on it?
Ever since I was like 10 years old.
Really? You're chubby? Like real fat or just chubby?
I exploded because I started sneaking food.
What, you just liked it?
Yeah, I just liked food.
Were you a sweet guy?
Some of it, but like, you know, cheese and bread.
Cheese will do it, won't it?
Oh my God, cheese is super calorie dense. It's the most fattening, and it has a ton of cholesterol too.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It's not good for cholesterol. It tastes damn good though.
Oh my God. Well, cheese actually reacts like opium in your brain.
Is that why?
Not as powerful, but it's a form of it.
Yeah,
so cheese is actually addictive.
Like sugar a little bit.
I would say more so.
Really?
Because with cheese, you don't crash.
Is that why you can't stop eating it? I can't stop eating it.
Yeah.
I mean, you get full and you can't, but you want to keep going.
But sugar, you crash.
Yeah,
or at least young kids.
Highly addictive, highly addictive.
Because sugar makes you hyperactive, and then you do things, and then you get tired. But with cheese, you just want to eat more.
No, but it gets filling now.
It can, yeah, and it can make you really constipated.
Oh, is that what does that?
Yeah.
I thought so. Don't say that word. It's not allowed to be used. Squeeze it out. What words can't we say now on TV? There's a lot more than there used to be.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how little you can say on TV.
I know. That's funny. God. Yeah, cheese is very good, I know. Pizza and stuff like that. Oh my God. Like half an hour went by, right?
27 minutes.
Jeez.
As long as we go for. And then I have to actually sit in my apartment at my laptop and watch all of this and edit it together.
Just take out the good parts.
Yeah. Take out all the good parts and make it shitty.
We haven't done a commercial yet. You don't want to do a commercial.
Oh no, we already did. We did for your artwork.
Oh, that was good.
And if someone asks me for it, I'll take it seriously.
I can say Keystone Beer is very good beer. It's cheap.
Yeah, but not that you're sponsored by them.
But I'm not selling it, so I'm not making any money on this. This is my opinion. It's pretty good beer.
Yep, there you go. Now it's fine.
Actually, it only cost $10 for a case.
What was it, 15?
Huh?
It was 15?
10.
10?
That's pretty good.
No. How many came in the case?
Oh, yeah, 15.
So it's
Less than $1 a beer.
less than $1 a beer.
Less than $1 a beer. You got the good stuff. Let me see yours. I'll do another interview here. Okay, this is what you call good beer, and this is what you call just buy it to drink.
No, this is what you call strong beer. That's what you call regular.
But this is good though. This is also classier.
You want to try one of them?
I've had this before. I don't want to get drunk. No, it's too strong. I would, but I don't. I would do a shot if I had one. Now see, for you, it's, your resistance is up. I would probably drink one of those and get buzzed. But I can drink these real slow. I'll be okay. They're not strong.
Yeah, those are probably like 4 to 5%.
Yeah, if I drank a couple of those, I'd be like.
And it's supposed to be 9.5.
Then I have to stop.
So this is roughly 2 of those in alcohol content.
Can you drinking it fast too, like this?
Well, what are you still on your first one, right?
Yeah, I am.
And I'm almost done with my second.
Wow.
And see how I act.
You look normal. You look normal.
Yeah, on Saturday night when we were having our big party, I drank a shit ton by the end of the night. But the guy who actually funded most of the drinking, I think he thought I was sober, that I hadn't drank anything.
You couldn't tell.
But I was drunk as fuck, and he couldn't tell.
Oh, that's funny.
I think I'm just not. I'm a good. I guess you can say I'm a good public drunk.
Yeah, you don't act like you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that too. That's how I
I'm the same person when I'm intoxicated as when I'm sober.
Yeah, your personality doesn't change.
Yeah.
I always say if personality changes, I think then you probably have a problem with alcohol. Whether it's either it goes.
When I take liquor and I get blackout drunk, then I have no idea what the kind of person
Oh,
I'm
you do
gonna
that? You do that?
I don't like to. But there's been a few times where, well,
That's
back when I was a freshman, I got blackout drunk at a party, and the college called an ambulance for me, and they fined me $75 for that.
Did you have alcohol poisoning?
If no one took care of me, I probably would have. Yeah.
Maybe they put you into the emergency room or anything?
Yeah, and they just gave me a ton of water. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But they only fined me $75 for that. They fined me $200 for not wearing a mask.
Maybe you should have drank instead in class. Save money. The mask bandits. The mask bandits.
But yeah, there's been like 2 or 3 times that I got blackout drunk by mistake after that. And, the 2 of them, I was fine. They didn't know I was blackout drunk, but I wasn't.
What is blackout drunk? You don't know what you're doing at all? You don't remember anything?
You're not conscious of it, no.
Oh.
You don't remember it the next day.
That's different from just being drunk.
It's almost like your brain's turning off because it's protecting itself from all the alcohol.
And you have no recollection.
Usually you don't have any recollection of it, no.
I'm sorry. And you could do like anything. You could hurt somebody, not even know it.
You wouldn't remember, no.
So if you're a violent blackout, that's dangerous because you could kill somebody, wake up and not even.
Or yourself, yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine drinking, you black out, and you killed your.
But there are some people.
You killed your wife in the next room. You don't know. You're waking up. You're making coffee. You're hungover.
I don't know who did it.
Honey, you want some coffee? And she's dead in the room. You don't even know who did it. You did
Yeah.
it. You don't even know you did it. Is that what you're saying? That could happen?
Yeah.
And you go in there and you freak out and you're like, somebody killed my wife.
You've never gotten blackout drunk?
No, not like that.
You don't want to be. Don't try to be. Whatever you're doing with alcohol now, just continue doing
I
it.
don't think I could. I don't even know how to do it.
You just keep drinking until.
I would barf before I did.
If you were doing beer, it would be you'd probably barf because you're putting too much liquid in here. But if you're doing shots, you can get there pretty quick.
Some people imagine that they can.
There are some people who purposely get blackout drunk all the time because they're depressed and they don't want to be.
Right to the point of it.
I guess they don't want to be conscious, and they want time to pass by.
Right.
That's
I've done that in my apartment. I've had beers and to get over a hump or something. But not like that though.
Where you're not remembering what happened the next day.
I think you have an addiction problem then. Don't you? To get to that point, you have to have addiction problems. I don't think you just wake up one day and say, I'm going to go blackout. I don't think you know what it is until you drink for a while.
Yeah, until you do it, yeah. Well, I learned how to manage myself. So I probably was going to have a problem if I didn't learn.
You stopped doing it.
I stopped getting myself to that
Yeah,
point.
that's the main thing, because you realize with liquor you have a problem.
So I try not to drink liquor at all.
Yeah. Like I can't do, if I do too much, I'll get sick if I do too many shots. I know I'll end up barfing. I guess that's a good thing because my system wants to get it out before.
Yeah, before it hurts you too much.
Yeah. But like I said, if your resistance is way up, which mine has been high, probably not as much as you, but then I could do a lot more.
Mine's just higher because I'm also a bigger person. Blood,
yeah,
alcohol works on you on what percentage of your blood is alcohol.
But I had friends that was bigger, and they had a couple of beers and they were acting like idiots. God, like, well, just totally got drunk on 2-3 beers. I have friends like
because they might not actually have been drunk and just thought they were and were dicking around.
No, he was out of it. Because he acted like an idiot every time. I know a couple of people like that.
Then I guess
I don't know
it could be
because they haven't drank in a while, or just alcohol affected them differently. I don't know.
It could be because it could be a genetic thing.
But you're right. Size does have a thing to do with it. I agree. I know a couple of people. Maybe it's the exception to the rule. No, I know. By weight, you should be able to drink more than I can.
According to science, it's by weight, but I'm sure there's also personality.
You see the skinny little guy that outdrinks everybody in the bar?
No, I've actually never seen that. I've never seen that in person. I know the stereotype, but I've never seen it in person.
That's somebody who has a really high resistance too. You know.
Well, I guess if you drink every day until you're 80, then you can do it.
I mean, there could be people your size or my size, even smaller. If you're drinking 2 6-packs a day, you can do. Your resistance is way up. I mean, you know, it's a lot of beer. And you can go drink 2 6-packs, but you got to keep drinking more because you're not drunk anymore. You got to keep doing more and more, and you black out.
Well, I go for the stronger stuff, don't I?
Oh, that's right. You said, oh, you drinking more, you just increase the strength. That's what I like to do. It's easier for me just to get a couple shots, get it done with.
Yeah, because if I do that, then I will drink all of them and go all night without getting. Actually.
Right. It's kind of a thing to do.
Actually, I get the best way I would describe it is like a swimmy drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't know if that actually describes it properly.
Do you ever wobble or fall down or anything?
If I drink a shit ton of that is a light beer. If I drink a shit ton of light beer, like 20 of them,
you get a little funny.
Then it'll be like that. But if I'm drinking harder stuff and pacing myself, I can get a pretty good buzz going.
You're good to go.
And then, like you said, I'm acting fairly normal. So.
Right.
But yeah, am I buzzed right now? Yeah. But am I drunk? No.
Yeah, I know. How come, I don't know, they keep saying buzz drinking is drunk drinking on TV now.
No, buzzed
Yeah.
and drunk are two different things. Drunk is you're pretty much losing control of yourself.
You have no control.
Then blackout drunk is the next level where you start doing retarded stuff.
That's true because they taught us in ARD, like back in the 2000s I went to a class, he said that some people actually can do things while drinking while other people can't. Like even driving. He said people who drive, have 4 or 5 beers can drive better than some people who have 3 beers. Because they have better ways, they have better control over their. And some people just can't. They just can't do it.
I think I've prioritized myself in having self-control.
Yeah.
You know, I did karate when I was a kid,
well,
but I lost self-control of food.
Yeah.
But over time, now that I'm an adult, I'm gaining control over many things.
Yeah, you'll be alright. Cause you're not that bad. I think you just got a little caught up in the college thing a little bit.
I'm sure when I leave the college food.
Because a lot of college now. More drinking than
natural light,
beer growing up, you drink more beer in college than we used to. And food is good, probably got good food next door to you, right? The pizzas and
nothing tastes better than free food.
I know.
And it's terrible for you.
What's your favorite food? Not snack.
Okay,
your favorite meal.
All right, let's talk about a meal where I'm really indulging myself.
Roast beef.
So when I had so on my meal plan, there's Flex and then there's meal swipes. Flex is basically just money I can use at the convenience store on campus.
Oh, okay, right.
So let's talk about like when I had Flex to spend. What I would do is I'd go and get a big bottle of water, typically not soda.
Okay.
Lately I've been drinking soda and I'm not happy about it. But when I leave here, it's much harder for me to drink soda like that, so it'll be fine.
That's the nasty stuff.
Yeah. So let's say this is when I have Flex. I go get a big giant bottle of Aquafina water. Then I go into Connerton's, which is the fast food restaurant on campus. Okay. And I'll get a...
Connerton's. Connerton's.
But it's spelled with an E-R.
Oh, okay, all right.
So...
Right down your alley.
I'll get a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, they're good. Yeah.
Plus...
Are they big?
Yeah, they're all right.
You can buy that right on campus?
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's a terrible Philly cheesesteak. If you want a good one, go over to King of Kings Gyro.
Yeah, I heard.
Get a twinning cheesesteak. Not only is it steakums or whatever, it also has lamb in it.
Really?
Oh my god. I showed one person it in like 5 days straight. He was buying them because they were so good.
And they're worth the money?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I swear to you.
Gyros. I heard about them.
Once you have a twinning cheesesteak, you won't go back to just a regular cheesesteak.
Good size?
Huge.
Oh, huge? Really?
Huge, and you can get anything you want it. What I do is
onions, fried, like onions?
Oh yeah. What ball? I'm not an onion fan. You can get them. What I get is
Somebody told me about that.
I get a twinning cheesesteak with jalapenos and mozzarella cheese.
That's good, dude.
The mozzarella cheese holds it together pretty well. It doesn't get too greasy.
Oh, that's right, because it doesn't leak out on it.
Yeah.
It sticks everywhere. I know. Yeah.
So let's go back to what I do on campus. I get the shitty campus Philly cheesesteak, low quality bread, low quality steak.
How much they charge you?
Okay, so a meal swipe is $7. So
wow. For just a dinner?
The cheesesteak is $7, and then I'd use a second meal swipe to get mozzarella sticks and fries.
So you gotta like decorate your own sandwich if you want with the cheese?
No, you can't do it yourself.
You have to eat the slice, like the sticks, the mozzarella sticks?
Yeah, the mozzarella sticks.
So you can't, there's nothing on there.
I get mozzarella sticks.
What's on the cheesesteak? Just regular cheese?
I would get cheese. Yeah, I wouldn't want.
Can you order it your own way, or is it made the same way all the time?
Made the same way.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
Well, you have options of no cheese, no onions, or no.
Is the meat
peppers,
real meat,
maybe?
or is it fake meat, or is it real meat?
It kind of tastes a little fake.
You think is it those small, thin steakums, frozen things?
It's even thinner than that.
Really?
At King of Kings, they use what looks like steakums, and it tastes good.
Do they still make those? You buy them, they're cut real thin, like you buy them?
I guess, yeah. At King of Kings, they use it. On King's campus, I don't know what the fuck they use. It might be the shavings of what was made into steakums. Because it's these little thin, like, fibrous strips.
That's what we used to get. You fry them up at home, but you used to put like 6 of them on there to get a lot.
I know, but what I'm describing on the campus is like it would be like a little flaky, almost like.
Really?
Honestly, if I was told I was eating human, because I've been told human meats are like fibrous, kind of like pork.
Really?
It's like pork, but it's supposed to be steak. It's so strange. I don't know what the hell I'm eating on that campus.
I thought private schools are supposed to have good food.
Look, the food is fine. It tastes fine, but it doesn't come out fine half the time.
I think, they're cooking it too fast and stuff, probably.
Okay, so like
they're in a hurry to feed all these kids, so they're not taking.
In the mornings, I go and get this big. I dip into the big tray of scrambled eggs. I'm convinced they don't even cook it there.
Is it powdered eggs or real eggs? It's gotta be powdered.
It's strange. It could be powdered eggs.
I don't. Cafeteria there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody can go in and sit down like. Okay.
It might be powdered eggs.
Oh, I should have went with you. Walked in one of these days.
No, they wouldn't let you in.
Not now.
No, I can get away with getting one of my younger friends in there.
Couldn't say I'm a cousin or.
No, actually, after COVID, you're not supposed to have non-students on campus.
I went to the library once. I was in there for a while with my friend.
Yeah, was that before COVID?
I was a little bit weary about doing it because it's a private school. Oh, way before.
So that's why you were able to get away with it.
I didn't want to say, come on, wait. I sat in, nobody bothered me. Yeah. And there's older people in there that are older too.
There's a few older students, but there's few.
I felt so. This is so weird. Talk about. I hate to put this on camera right now. But we were talking about.
I can cut it out. It's fine.
Some people are naive or just you can take advantage of people easily. And remember, I walked up, and the first thing I went to sit down at one of the things that you walk in. I guess it's like the private booth. And I did it right away. There was a young girl, college girl, and she wasn't very pretty. And she's beaming, smiling at me, And I thought that right away. This would be so easy. But that looked like a jerk, I felt really uncomfortable anyway.
Well, you didn't go through with it, so you're not a jerk.
No, I would never do. I felt uncomfortable. And I didn't want to get in trouble either. I was afraid somebody would cry, There's a little pervert in here. Get him out of here.
They're all over
I know. But there was an old guy. I could tell he wasn't a student. It looked like he was just using the library. So I'm saying, what was this whole conversation about?
Actually, now you have to scan an ID to open the doors even during the day.
Oh yeah, I don't think that because what happened now they're not going to.
You can't just walk in.
Yeah, not now. I don't think so. Yeah. But I tried to use the weight room when I first moved here. I wanted to work out there, and I tried even so I said, well, can you get me in? Can you? No, I don't want anybody in.
Yeah, now you have to sign in at the doors if you want to use the weight room.
They're all locked.
Actually, you have to sign in at the door if you want to use the entire gym.
They're slide up. I think they're locked with a slide card.
Yeah, the key cards.
Nice. Even in the summer, I couldn't get in there. I know it sucked. I know. Even over in the other school, you can't get in.
Because we're paying for it. So why are you going in there to use it for free?
They're private schools. I would pay the gym membership if I could. They won't.
I wouldn't do it now.
You know, Scranton University.
Before COVID, it would have been worth it.
In Scranton University, just as big as this or bigger, they let the public go right in and use all the facilities.
Really?
Gym. Not the gym so much, but they had a beautiful new
probably like the basketball courts and stuff,
They had a beautiful new building, student building. You walk in, it's beautiful, it's huge. You go down the stairs, it's spacey. They got little restaurant. You just walk. Anybody walk.
The Wilkes Student Union
building.
The Wilkes Student Union building, you can just walk in.
Somebody off the street. That's cool.
I used to walk in there all the time.
It was. I tell you, it was
to get into the other buildings was hard. You had to hope someone was like walking out at the right time for you to get in there.
I got into the weight room. It wasn't really a nice weight room. I got a couple of times. They built a new gym. You can't get in now, but it was an old gym. And I got in, but I got a funny feeling. It was because I just kind of got lucky. Just kind of walked in. It wasn't very nice though for a big college, and they built. They put. I swear to God, they were putting a building up almost every 6 months.
Kings?
Oh no, Scranton.
Scranton.
Amazing.
Scranton's that way.
It's north.
Yep.
Down 81.
It's
Not that far away, half hour, 20 minutes.
By car, but
Yeah.
I rode there on my bike and it was like an hour and a half to get
That's
there.
not bad though, really. Where'd you end up? You didn't go all the way into town, obviously.
I went by the Steamtown Mall.
Oh, you were right by the square. You didn't see the square?
No, I didn't
You
even
were
find
one
it.
block away only.
I
That's
didn't even
crazy.
see it.
Wow, that's crazy. You were right there. That is nuts. Yeah, you probably missed it, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't even see the square. All right. I'm going to do a tactical reload on this because the battery's almost dead.
Okay. So, you mean sometime? No, that's it.
How would I even do that? Just put in the description here, text Tony right now.
Harass this guy. He said that, well, did we talk about anything?
Harass this guy. He has tarot cards. That's funny.
I know, right? Did we do any controversial stuff? Not really. Anything nowadays seems to trigger people, doesn't it?
Right.
But I think they just do it because they're bored. A lot of people are bored.
But if you're on my channel, it's because I've approved of it.
True.
So why even get upset about it? If other people are upset, just fucking ignore them.
Oh, I didn't get there.
The reason why you're watching it and why it's even there is because it was for me and you.
I know, that's true too.
It's for me and my friends.
I know. It's pretty cool though. I like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, now you can watch yourself on that TV.
When are you going to put it up, you think?
Within the next couple weeks, yeah.
I'll check it out.
I'll take my time editing it because I'm also working on a larger project before this one.
Make sure you send me a text when you do so I know.
Okay.
Or even a Gmail. Here, I'll give you my Gmail.
No, I'll send you a text.
I want to give you my Gmail anyway. You want it?
Well, my email's on my YouTube page.
No,
So
give me mine.
what I'm saying is if you go on my YouTube page, my email's there. Just send me an email and then
Okay.
that's how I'll get it from you.
I'll just give you my address. I give people I trust my address and stuff. In case, you never know. In case you want to mail anything or do anything, you know it's there. You know where I live. You can throw it away.
Yeah, I'll mail you one of my business cards then.
Yeah. Spell my name out for you.
Actually, I'll mail you a couple of them, and if there's somebody you think like really should know who I am, you can give it to them.
Alright. Too bad we couldn't have collaborated on some more videos. If I would have known you a year ago, we could have done a lot of stuff. I have a lot of
Yeah, I had gotten that camera about a year ago. A year and a half ago. And I got the GoPro over Christmas.
Okay. Oh, I got all these papers. Give me a second here. That's more everybody. Sorry. Don't feel obligated to get in touch with me. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, I've got like 13 years for me to pay off my loan, so it'll probably be like some point between now and then.
What? That's funny, 13. You have your whole life.
I have your phone number.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Right.
We were texting each other earlier today.
I had a habit. I just do everything at once. Here you go. That's my address, phone number, my name, how you spell everything. I don't know, whatever you want to do with it.
Labracio, is that your name?
Labratio.
Labracio.
Italian. Italian. I think it's French too, a little bit. There you go. Thanks, Connor. And in 6 months to throw it away, forget about even being around here, I know, right?
Yeah, when I get home, yeah, I'm going to be focused on what's going on there. I'm not going to be focused on what was happening here.
No, I know. Did you make any friends here that you'll be friends with for a long time?
With this internship, yeah, that I did. So this semester, I think, is the most defining one for my career. You know, the guy I works for, like, if I were to come back to live around here, it'd be to work for him.
Oh, okay.
And he knows the kind of money I'm demanding just to pay off my loan.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to come here, that means I'm going to have to pay for my living expenses, not like I'm living at home with my parents.
Cheap to live up here, though.
It's cheaper compared to Connecticut.
I mean,
but if I want to put
$500, you get a nice apartment.
But if I want to put a good down payment on my loan, I need to still be making quite a bit. I need to be making Connecticut income here to be paying off my loan. So it's either I live in Connecticut,
right,
and I dedicate like 75% of my income to paying off my loan, or I come here and make the same amount of money and dedicate like 15 to 25%.
Well, if you put a good chunk of it paid off, so you can coast for a while.
Yeah, well, these next few months before I'm required to start paying off my loans to make money to move around.
Does that guy do good over there? Is he doing it right now again?
He's doing all right now, and there's a lot of room to grow.
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, Levi's a great guy. It's just this new guy he pulled on, Bill, who made the music video with him. Maybe making a video tomorrow night with.
Is he into the same stuff?
He does phones and PCs, and he's been doing eBay stuff with Levi, making him more money on eBay, but I don't know, Bill's not the best employee.
You think he want to give me $25 for my phone?
What, your flip phone?
Android smartphone. LG.
How old is it?
I only had it for 6 months.
Yeah, he'd probably give you more than $25.
Really?
If it's in good condition, he'll give you more than that.
I want to use it. If I put it in the closet, I haven't touched it.
Don't tell him the kind of price you're looking for. Okay. Hear what he says and then just add like $5.
Yeah, I never mentioned the price. I know. I didn't mention the prices yet. Somebody told me 30 at the most.
The way he haggles is he'll give you a price. Just ask for $5 more and he'll probably do it.
Oh, that's not bad.
But if you ask for more than that, he'll say no. Because look, I've stood across him as he's haggling with people, so I'm giving you the secrets to it.
No, I've been in there a lot before. He was there, and then when he wasn't with the other guy.
Bill used to work at Center City Repairs.
Yeah, that's the guy. No,
yeah.
So I know how they operate. They're pretty fair. But
well, that's how Bill operates.
Plus, I paid $100, so I figured he's got to make a profit on that stuff.
Yeah, you probably would sell it for if it's $60.
I got it on sale though.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what your phone is, and I'm not an expert with phones, so you just bring it in and ask.
I don't want that much anyway. I don't care. It's kind of like money in the bank. I mean, if I was going to sell it to an individual like yourself, if I didn't know you that well, I'd charge you $50. That's half price. It's not a bad deal. Brand new phone. Shit.
Wait, the phone's only worth $100?
I got it on sale down at yeah. It was like $400 or $500, but I had a sale. I bought a sale with the whole.
Holy crap!
I went back and it wasn't on sale. It was over $200. So you can look at it, it's right there. Why, you don't think it's a good deal?
Well, I'm used to buying iPhones, which when they come out are $1,000.
Yeah.
But I like Apple products. Really? Well, young people really do. Among people in the 25 and younger age group, 80% of us who have smartphones use iPhones.
Really?
That's how big the market share is.
Why is an iPhone so much better?
Okay, my argument as to why iPhones are better is so your default text app, your messaging app, on iPhone, it's just amazing.
A lot better than
oh my god, it's so much better.
What can you do with it that you can't
You can play games with people on it. You can send photos and videos in their full resolution and size. When you're sending it over MMS or SMS, which are the standard messaging platforms on cellular, they get compressed and are also limited in how many characters you can put in. iMessage, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
So you can just make a video for 20 minutes and the whole thing will go through?
It'll be and at full resolution. It won't be compressed at all.
I can't do that with that phone.
Nope. Because you're limited to a few megabytes, pretty much. But when you send an iPhone, you can send like multiple gigabyte files over iMessage.
You know that.
Because it uses data and not cellular.
So what else are you paying for quality, better quality? Is that the main thing?
The rest of it is just a bit more intuitive to use.
Are they nicer phones, do you think? Better quality overall?
Overall, yeah. If you take care of them, they last forever.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's good enough. That's good enough. That's true. I know.
Well, the batteries don't, but you can get
the phone itself will go forever.
But you can get the battery replaced.
Look at the landlines we used to have in our houses. We never bought a new one hardly ever.
It's kind of like that, except it has a battery which you can replace every once in a while.
You carry, yeah, because I think about Christ. The landlines never broke because they weren't used that much. Couple phone
and when you use them, you're not that rough with them unless you're being deliberately violent to it.
Yeah, that thing was hanging on a wall for 20 years. My grandma, in fact, the one from the 70s is still in my grandmother's summer home. It's still hanging up there, perfect condition. If you hooked it up right now, it would work. That's weird. Right. I know what you mean. Still on camera. I grabbed my beer, I'm getting nervous here. Got me on the spot.
Time to go for my third one.
Go ahead. They're your beers.
No, I know they are, so I'm gonna grab them.
I know. I'm not telling you anything new. Why my rug? What did I do? I got a vacuum in here. Jesus.
You got a lot of supplements and whatnot back here.
Oh, yeah. I buy a... You can look at it. Most of it is because of my stress I have.
Really that stressed out?
I take some medication. A lot of it's natural stuff. It's all herbs. I don't like it. If I can, I'd rather take those than take the... I have to use the bathroom real quick. Can you make sure he doesn't do anything?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
I'm going to close the door. He'll be right. He comes to the edge. You might want to pick him up. Maybe he's still asleep. $50 guitar, folks. Ooh, messed that up. What do you want to hear? I feel stupid playing this in front of the camera.
Alright, what do you know?
This is not the most... You can't see it. I didn't write that one, I guess, huh? I like blues.
Play some blues.
That was Rocky, wasn't it? I even like the strum. This is way out. It's way out. It's just a cheap guitar. You got it for $50.
And missing
$50 online, eBay, full kit.
Broken string.
But if you notice, the action is way high. You know what that means, the action?
No.
That means the distance between the fret and the string, depending on how the neck is going up, is all... If it's farther away, it's harder to press down.
Ah.
That's called the action. You ever hear guys go, oh, the action on this guitar sound?
No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, that's action. So if it's really low, you ain't got to press that hard. But if it's really high, it's going to go out of tune a lot. And so if you notice how high they are, it's a cheap guitar, that's why. But I like it because it's got the good bass sound.
Yeah, I hear that.
Hear that?
Yeah.
That's what I got it for.
Throw something a little Western, a little Mexican at me. You think?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because if I get another guitar, I'll get a better one. I can do the guitar chord, but here I can always have that good sound. Play. Yeah, move around if you want. Maybe if you want to tune it. I have strings in there. I just don't feel like putting one on. trying to play it.
I don't know how to play guitar. I've never played before.
Lesson number 1. Take your first finger and just cover up right to there, like that. You do it with one finger and just hit the tops of 2 strings. You have made an E chord. That's what now if you take that and you kind of hammer on with your finger on here and there, on and off, that's how the blues. That's what you hear people doing that a lot. Now you can take that and slide it up and down, but you gotta make sure you stay in your fret. Because at the top part of the strings, 2 top ones. And so you gotta press, real hard, press.
I am pressing. They're touching the neck.
Yeah. It's not that hard, it just takes a little time.
Yeah.
I mostly write stuff, I don't really... Broke this string. Press it down. Well, I remember anyway, that's enough of that. Lesson's over. Unless you want to play.
I don't know how to play. I don't have enough time to learn.
I don't sing, so. Any other time I'll sit there and just jam out by myself. I got people staring at me right now. So I know, let's guitar go on back.
Nah, there's no one staring. Actually, by the time it goes up, maybe like 10 people will actually watch a part of it.
Really? That's cool.
Because when I do the longer form stuff, the people who watch it actually know who I am and actually know what's going on.
I'll have to tell some people I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Imagine that kick do like about...
I'm on some 20-year-old's YouTube. Check it out.
Oh, I know, right? Crazy. Oh my God.
They didn't just find me on public. We did it in my place.
That's weird, I know.
So you're going to turn on the TV.
And then we gotta put the mouse in there too, don't forget.
Oh, the mouse will be in there.
Cool, I love it.
So you're going to see yourself on your TV with your mouse in your apartment.
And that big thing, I look like a goofball. If I look like a goofball, to turn it off. Do you ever not like the way you look?
I used to not to. You know, that video when I was like 18 years old in high school, I was so embarrassed to make it.
Were you really?
I was so terrified in front of the cameras. Because they had the big like TV studio like cameras in there.
Oh, like the big, yeah. Do you,
But now I've been doing this, I don't mind it.
You don't even pay attention to yourself anymore when you're on TV? Like, you don't even care how you look?
No, I'm paying attention to myself.
I mean, do you judge yourself physically?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. But I'm just more comfortable with it now.
I don't like to watch myself. No. I mean, like, it'd be interesting for maybe the first 10, 15 minutes.
You don't have to watch the whole thing. You just watch it until you're done watching.
I don't look, I mean, what a goofball I probably gonna look like. I can see why people don't watch themselves in the movies. I don't think I'm that egotistical that I have to sit there and watch myself anyway.
No.
Let somebody else watch, right?
And most of the stuff I make, usually something else is the subject anyways.
Right. We're just kind of shooting the breeze here.
Yeah.
Philosophizing a little bit.
And I feel like, you know, the best content I've made is this kind of stuff, even though people don't watch it.
Right. The clever thing like you did this, I mean, I wasn't very aware of the camera, but if you set it up kind of sneakily and nobody really knows it's on. They do.
I hate doing that because it's actually illegal to do that in most
cases. Well, you let them know, but you put it in
unless they're in my space. If they're in my space, then I can record as much as I want.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, don't make it so obvious when you go and say, well, I'm going to record, but kind of do it sneakily where they don't really pay attention to you set it up. So you know what I'm saying? You're comfortable talking and not really aware of the camera. I know you got to be careful so you don't get in trouble.
That's really just it, is I don't want to get banned off YouTube. But to get banned off YouTube, you usually have to be talking about political related things.
Right.
Or genuinely obscene things. So what we've done tonight...
It's been very simple.
It's been a little political, but none of it was obscene. And because it's a small channel, we can actually skirt by without anybody watching.
I'm not the type of person anyway to sit there and bash anybody.
Yeah, so we're not being angry or vengeful to anybody.
I'm not going to be that. I mean, I don't mind saying my opinion.
Yeah.
I can get a little deeper. I could probably say stuff that people wouldn't like, but you know, I'm not here to cause trouble.
Yeah.
I don't want to cause trouble, but I do have my own personal opinions, views, but I don't expect anybody else to follow them. Do you? I know what you're saying.
No. I'm not expecting any. Okay, the only person I expect to align with me is whoever I'm having children with.
Never thought about that one.
Because if I'm having children,
I'm not having any kids at my age.
Well, actually, you can because guys can get a woman pregnant as long as you're alive. After puberty, you can have a woman. You can get a woman pregnant at 91 if you want.
Never thought about that.
Women are the only one that actually have a time limit as to when they.
Right around 40. That's true.
No, it's more like 50.
Oh, it's a little bit higher?
Yeah, 50, it's 45 to 55 that it begins.
That high now?
It's actually, no, it's more like a 10-year period that it takes place over.
Oh, so
because
it's a slow
menopause
thing.
is like going through puberty again.
Oh, really?
But for longer.
Oh.
And it's more turbulent.
But they have drugs now that keep you pretty youthful, though, for a long time, right? Women can have babies safely. And the babies aren't indefinite, though, when they get
The
older.
main thing is just how many eggs are inside the woman, because when you're born female, you have the same number of eggs. Well, you only have that many number of eggs as when you were born with.
I forgot about that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Where are they storing them all? In their ovaries?
The ovaries, yeah.
That's weird.
Now, when you're a child, I don't know if they're the same size as when you're, 35 and ovulating, but...
And all that sperm we waste.
maybe when you're, actually, I don't even know. I'll have to look more into, like, when you're developing in the womb as a female.
They have medicines now, though, that women, like, if you have babies in your 40s, it could be hit and miss because there's actually drugs that can enhance it now.
Well, because those eggs are the same eggs that were always in you, the older you get, the more deteriorated those eggs actually are.
Yeah.
So when the older a woman has a child, the more likely they are to have issues like autism or Asperger's.
Oh, I thought it was just they might not even be able to get pregnant.
After menopause, then you can't get pregnant at all because there's no you're not going through your menstrual cycle.
But through that stuff, though, it can be hit and miss because sometimes.
Yeah, there's things like miscarriages and whatnot.
When you get older, it gets less and less chances of being completely.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we're in a time now where women in their 20s are like, well, I'll have a kid in my 30s, and then they get to their 30s and realize, oh, I'm not as pretty as I was when I was in my 20s.
No guy wants them anymore.
Right. So
I just wrote a little poem about that.
Right now, I'm part of the battle of like trying to convince women in their 20s to settle down because
stop sleeping around, ladies.
Because if you don't settle down now, you're going to be miserable in your 30s and 40s.
Yes, I'll tell you why right now. One, yes, you got it made to look pretty girls when you're in your 20s. Guys are jumping all over you and you like it and you don't want to get married, especially nowadays, and you plan ahead to you when 30 comes. And now you're ready, but all those boys you've been teasing, they don't want to do you anymore.
Right, because they know you've been with other guys too.
You've been a hoo-ha for the last 10 years, and then guys, honest truth is, guys don't like to be with women that sleep around. I don't care if it works both ways or not.
And for whatever reason, women like men who've slept around.
For some reason, women are more acceptable towards guys doing that, but guys like their women.
Because when guys sleep around with a lot of women, it means that there's something attractive or beneficial about that guy. But when women are sleeping around, it doesn't. What benefit is that giving the woman other than emotional baggage?
Right, and even though it's more acceptable in society now, I still think society is great, but it doesn't personal. When you do something personal to your body yourself, even if
permanent.
Besides that, okay, now women can have sex as much as they want. We're not going to be judged. But people are judging you. They're just not saying it.
Yeah, they're just not vocal about it.
I mean, my day it was just obvious right out there. There was maybe one girl that slept around.
Yeah, the town bicycle, but it wasn't every girl was the town
bicycle.
Everybody
knew who she was.
Yeah.
She was the whore. They called her a slut, whatever. And no big deal. We didn't beat her up, but it was known. But now, what women she would do back then, all the women are doing now. So,
not all, but a significant number.
And a lot aren't saying stuff.
So that's why, like, what I'm trying to do is...
Let's just say it's normalized.
I know this sounds backwards, because for whatever reason women don't respond to this, is I try to be respectful to everyone, but more importantly the women, because, look, if I'm going to have a relationship, I want both of us to be respectful with each other.
Yeah.
Because how else are we gonna put up with each other for 45 or 50 years?
Let me ask you a question. say you met a girl and she had her fun in her
Yeah.
20s, and she's 30 now, she wants to settle down. And you meet her, you like her, maybe you love her, but she tells you she's had a lot
Dude,
of...
I'm 21. How can I possibly even formulate what my idea would be then?
But I mean, are you a forgiving person? You're not going to judge her on her past deeds? Or do you want a woman that's not have slept around?
No, I judge their current actions. Now, I'll look at the past.
Well, she said, okay, I slept with 20 guys between the ages of 25 and 30.
Okay.
Now you're with her and you find that out.
Let me put it this way.
What would you do?
Let me put it this way.
Would you say, that's too many?
Let me put it this way. I have the ideology of hang on tightly, let go lightly. If I'm having a good time with the lady, if I'm having a good time with her, I'm fine with carrying on the relationship as long as...
Wait,
I'm answering it right now.
Are you going to judge her or not?
I'm answering you right now because I'm more based on her current actions.
So why is it taking so long? A yes or no answer would be fine.
Because I'm explaining how I treat things.
He does this. So we went through this before. If I ask him a question that's yes and no, I'm pretty straight. He'll start here and he'll go around for like a half hour. And then I'm waiting for him just to say the answer because I know what it is.
Yes, I judge past actions, but I'm more focused on their current ones.
By the half hour you get done explaining it, you're already telling me what you're going to say about 20 minutes beforehand, but you just want to get this whole elaboration.
Okay, yes, I judge them on their past, but I'm more concerned with what they're currently doing.
Okay, we're gonna role play.
All right.
Oh, I like you, Connor, but I gotta tell you something. I've been with 30 guys over the last 10 years.
Bye.
There we go. You answered my question. But I don't do that anymore. I'm 31 now. I don't do that anymore, no.
But I'm 31.
Yeah. You're not gonna deal with it?
No, I'm the 31st guy. If you're 31 and I'm the 31st guy, why am I gonna fucking keep around?
No, I'm saying, would you marry a woman?
No.
Okay, that's all I asked.
I wouldn't marry. You know what? Hanging around, being friends, even friends with benefits, maybe.
Why does that bother you? What she did in her past?
Because so
spit it out. I want tell the audience.
Yeah.
Tell the audience why that bothers a man.
If we're talking about marriage, you look at a woman's past to dictate what her possible future actions are going to be.
Right.
That's the same thing with history. If you look back in history, you can make reasonable predictions about the future.
I'm done with that now. I just want to settle down.
But you probably have said that 13 times before this point, and that obviously wasn't true.
But no, she said I just wanted to play around in my 20s, but now I want to get serious.
But I'm saying that she's probably told herself that same exact statement 13 guys ago, and she continued to do it.
Well, you don't think consciously she chose to sleep with these guys? She thought she was going to be with them forever? 20 guys?
No, she wanted to sleep with them.
That's what I mean.
So guess what? She just wants to sleep with me, and she'll sleep with another guy too.
Well, that doesn't mean... If she can sleep with you, she doesn't tell you she wants to marry. Well, she doesn't want to be with you, though, alone, like you. But I have a path. It's just that I like...
At the end of the day, I think men and women think fundamentally differently, and men are more willing to look at what you're currently doing, but we also will take what you're currently doing with a grain of salt, and that grain of salt is your past. So if you've already been with a lot of guys, it's likely you'll continue to be with even more.
Not if you get older, sometimes you don't want to do that anymore, like you said. You did that in high school, you don't want to do it in college. So, yeah, I did it in college.
But the thing is, women reach like mental maturity by the time they're like 16 to 19 years old. Men don't reach mental maturity or career maturity until they're like 28.
I know what you're saying, but if a woman consciously tells you she wants to settle down, she's tired.
She might just be lying to me. I have no reason to trust her. If she's been sleeping around with 30 guys,
fair enough.
She's probably lied to all those guys, told several of them she's loved them, and guess what? She's not with them now.
Now then they got...
Because I can reasonably guess what those relationships were like because I'm not retarded.
And also I think, like, you know, even a good-looking guy who meets a girl takes advantage, not advantage, but like some, you know, I hate to say the word take because it always takes two no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are just a little bit more sly with the words.
Here comes your friend.
Oh, come on, buddy, come on. You know, some people are just more sly. That's the usual thing. Pretty cool, huh? All right. People are more slick with the words, you know.
Mice are interesting pets, but I think I'm still just a dog and a cat guy. I'm not sure what kind of exotic pets I would get into.
Like I said, I really don't. I can't get a cat or dog here. And if you do get a cat here, he makes you pay extra a month.
Really?
Because in case it does stuff to the property.
Mm-hmm.
Like in dogs, extra. But you can't get a big dog. You have to get a little. I think you're allowed what do you call those dogs that help people?
Emotional support animal or a service dog.
A service dog, yeah. Like I got this to keep me company because I got a little stressful over the pandemic. So
I got really stressed out in the early pandemic, and I was like, that was fucking stupid. I'm not gonna do that again.
Actually, the pandemic didn't. I wasn't stressful. It was just, you know, I take medicine for anxiety. I have social anxiety. It's not, what it is social situational anxiety, whereas if I go in a certain situation...
Sure you don't just have like mild Asperger's? You might not be able to read the room properly?
No, because I used to be able to walk into rooms. I just had panic attacks a while back, but I get angry sometimes, stressed. But if I walk into a room if I don't want to be there, which I can normally do,
he just goes right for it. And how comfortable you are with it is really funny.
I'm so used to it. Yeah, if I walk into a room and I think I'm going to sit down and I'm going to be a little wound up from people in there, I'm not going to be like I'm comfortable around you. But if I had somebody else sitting here,
well, because you know I'm not judging you. Well, yeah, okay. So everyone judges each other.
It's amplified. Say you're around somebody you're not comfortable with. For me, it's amplified.
Yeah.
And then I start getting pissed, and it's not good because I'm not. You remember you got tired of being angry? Or you said you got tired.
I didn't get tired of being angry. I just had a few moments of anger, and I
got tired of being angry over the last couple of years. I said I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I found myself to the point I got stressed out here. I was angry at everything and everybody. I wasn't enjoying anything anymore, so I said, I started overriding, I'm just going to have fun. But then when I did that, I got off my medicine, I had to be careful what situation I put myself in. So anything that's normal for you is amplified for somebody like me. Because if you walk in a room, there's a couple jerks in there, and they piss you off, to me it's amplified. I'm not going to go in. But if you're in the room, you're uncomfortable, normal person, you know, like in my, you walk in, so to me it's amplified. I can start picking.
There was one time we were at City Market, and you got pretty agitated by a person.
Yeah, I have a whole lot of stuff in there.
But you never got banned.
I know. I wasn't too mad there. I was pretty comfortable with most people there. I was pretty comfortable with a lot of people, the bartender and stuff, so that was good. But if
Melinda and Ashley, yeah.
Yeah, if I wasn't, I wouldn't have gone there. Ashley could be a jerk sometimes.
She wasn't a jerk to me. I think it was because she thought I was cute.
Yeah, you liked her. But yeah, that's what you went there for. You had the hots for her, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll admit that I thought she was pretty, but did I have any intention of doing anything with her? No, of course not.
That happens a lot, yeah. There's another thing, you don't have to act on everything you think of. Write that down. Don't be a reactor, be an actor.
Don't be a reactor, be an actor.
Reactors blow up.
They do.
Some of them do. Blow up. And that's what happens if you constantly react. So if you're an actor, or a preventive actor, same thing. Be proactive.
Proactive, yeah.
Preventive proactive. That's what I like to be in my pocket now. You know, in my pocket. Like a boner.
You're playing pocket pool. Just a mouse.
You're a male, get out of there. You going in there? You want to come up? Come on, come up. I'll get a neck rub. Okay, good boy. Listen, told you. You just started listening recently with that. You go, come on, come on over here. Come on, there you go, good boy. Yeah, you know, look, you get a kick out of it. Oh, you're a good boy.
Well, because I love pets. I love animals because I know how conscious they can be, but I also know how unconscious they are compared to us.
Yeah, right.
We are definitely a different species than them.
We have 3 more chakras than they do. Chakra centers. That's what gives us our higher consciousness. They have.
I've been thinking about like what extraterrestrial life would be. You know, we've never encountered it, so why do people even care? But people really do care about what extraterrestrials think.
How do you know what they think? You can't read somebody's mind.
If they're extraterrestrial, we're not going to be able to communicate with them right away, at least not for years, and truly understand them. Because guess what? There are other languages on this planet by people of the same species
we can't even understand
that even through language barriers we might not be able to understand properly.
Never mind on a different planet. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then again, we might have some ones that are very common.
So either we have to institute a global language, which the implications of instituting a global language, such as with what a government and trade would be, I think are just too insane and scary to think of. Yeah. I'm fine with regionalism, and I'm fine with even communalism, but to have globalism terrifies me, and we've already encountered it because of the internet. Someone in Indonesia could watch our video that we're making.
Yeah. You mean you don't want one person controlling the whole world?
Well, one culture, I guess it would be.
Oh, one culture then. Right.
Now,
you know, one world doesn't mean you have to have the same culture everywhere. It just means everybody's connected without war. It doesn't mean everybody has to dress the same here.
We've already achieved
We're all on the same page for the important things. One world, it can work out, but it can't be forced. It has to be done
voluntarily.
Right.
Well, that's the John Lennon way of thinking.
And what's happening right now is being forced. It's not working.
Yeah.
So it's never going to work for us. Never going to work.
You know, I feel like the mid-2010s, we were probably pretty close.
Is that what John Lennon it had happened naturally? Though.
John Lennon was, just snap, no more government.
He was a New World Order guy.
He is. But it was New World Order in the sense that he wanted it to be peaceful. Because he probably genuinely believed in it. But guess what? He's being paid to parrot those ideas because there are more dangerous and powerful people who were paying him to be there to do
it. They were all caught up in a lot of that. You see, they do the symbols all the time. They were big. I think they were either Masons or in the law. They were adopted into Hollywood. They were flashing the signs all over the place back in the day.
Well, okay, I think about it this way. At newspapers and large news organizations, the people who write those articles that are clearly partisan, clearly wrong,
I know what you're
or clearly ill-informed. No, listen, I'm not done. I'm not done.
People. I know what
you're I'm not done. They're getting paid to write those things because that's what they believe. It's not that they're being told to write those things. They're getting paid because they already write them. Okay. So John Lennon was being paid to already parrot those ideas because he believed them, not that he was necessarily told to say them.
Yeah, when he found out about the whole idea, he liked it. He liked it. He bought into it.
So
yeah, I know what you're saying. I got you.
I think
if he didn't believe in it, he wouldn't.
I think because of the British Empire and then immediately being followed by the American Empire, English is a fine enough language to be the world trade language, world interaction language.
Right.
But
it is the language to know in the world if you want to move up in the world.
But Chinese
you don't have to.
Well, Mandarin is competing to be that, and I don't want Mandarin to be it.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to.
I guess this is the whole debate between internationalism and nationalism.
I just don't. Even our movements here, when we forced white and black people to come together, that friction was just terrible. Can you imagine being a kid being forced to do that?
Well, the black community had a separate economy from the whites, and then we forced it into the white community.
That should have never been forced because we ended up causing a lot of trouble.
It was forced under the white. It was forced under the white community, and then it was slowly integrated up.
But a lot of black people didn't want to do it either.
No, they didn't because they had a separate economy.
It was all forced by those civil rights leaders that weren't. They didn't have the right people, the state of mind of people in mind. They wanted to better a lot, but you can't. You have a private business. Here's a perfect example. You have a private. I don't care what color you are. Doesn't matter. You can tell. You can whoever you want in your store and don't want. It's your business.
But that's how. Well, that's how it should work now. But when someone says, "I don't want to make a cake at my bakery for a gay wedding," then people get upset.
That's stupid stuff. That's stupid. It's their right to do that, though. I'm sorry. I don't have to agree with it, but it's their right to do it. And I don't think, it's too late now. I mean, I guess I'm going back for an example is, look at how long it's taken, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You know what I mean, right? The force stuff is not good. Especially on people.
Yeah, things have to come naturally.
When they come naturally, they last longer and they're more real. They're truer. They're not fake.
One of the few things that's true
look
about
all that stuff going on, crazy stuff.
One of the few things that's true about the United States is as time goes on, we respect more and more of the individual and personal rights. So this whole abortion thing that's dividing people and, us having civil rights in the past and then emancipation and whatnot, and then us integrating immigrants, we're on the right path. It's just going to be rough getting there.
But a lot of these people have agendas, political agendas, and they're forcing it.
I don't even understand half of what their agendas are other than just personal monetary gain.
Yeah, personal. You don't think that whole movement and civil rights to make blacks and whites live together, get along with an agenda?
It's the same thing with the feminists, too.
It was a democratic agenda along with the abortion clinics and all that stuff.
But is it really democratic or is it autocratic?
It was a bad idea. Not to have equal rights, but to force people to be together is not a good idea.
I had someone...
I thought it was at first. Now I look back and I'm thinking after really thinking about it, I don't think it was a good idea to do that.
So
it should have been allowed to happen more naturally. That way people wanted to get along by themselves. And there was individual, it wasn't racism as a blanket. There was individual people who, when I was growing up, that term didn't exist.
What term, racism?
That was a term created by Jesse Jackson when he ran for president. He started that whole racism. And that's a blanket term.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so but when I was growing up, it was individual prejudice. That guy's prejudiced, that guy's not. So it's hate, individual hate. You don't like black. We knew who didn't like black. We knew who didn't like white. But that wasn't like everybody. There was a lot of people got along. It was just individuals. Now by forcing people and then crying racism, it's like, well, sure. Imagine me coming over your house with 20 people you don't like and then saying, oh, you're a bigot.
Yeah.
You don't like these people. Come on to my house. No, you have to take them in your house. Imagine that on the scale of thousands and millions of people in schools. I'm surprised we could survive bigger than half of it.
Well, I think the reason why we
And I
survived
think it caused a lot of hate.
I think the reason why we survived is America is just that great of a country.
I know, that's true. But it caused a lot of friction and hate.
I've been thinking about like what the divisive people really want. And I think they want division for their own monetary gain,
Yes.
and falling into it is following their agenda. But if we don't follow into it,
It's all ego.
if we don't follow into it, we destroy their egos, and then they'll fail.
It's a good idea.
But convincing people to do that is hard.
So you have this idea. Oh, we're going to make black and white people get along. We're going to force them to get along because that's what I want to do. I don't care what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to make them get along, so we're going to force them together. Well, that's your political agenda, right? Then you get other people to back your whole plan. And this is why it's better, you know, but maybe they're not really telling us the truth why they really did it.
When I hear political agenda, I'm trying to apply it to like what I thought politics was, and what I thought politics was like
Does that make sense, though?
the ancient Greek idea of politics, which is just really any interaction between people. It doesn't matter what it's about.
Yeah, wasn't that a big thing for them? They were really big into everybody doing that?
Well, it was specifically the city of Athens.
Okay.
Other than that, most city-states were some sort of authoritarian regime, whether it was a monarchy or a military dictatorship.
You had Athens, Sparta.
Well, no, Sparta was a military dictatorship. I'm speaking specifically about Athens because Athens was where like terms like anarchia was invented, which is originally no leadership, but in the modern world it's been adopted to mean no rules.
Is that where Socrates was born?
Yes, Socrates.
Plato.
Yeah, but Socrates in the democracy of Athens was sentenced to death for being a shit tester who would talk to people out in the public square.
He challenged it. I heard he was influencing a lot of young minds. They didn't like that.
I don't even know if he was really doing that. I think it was his followers who were influencing other minds, because Plato was the one.
Well, that's how it works. It's a what do you call it?
Have you read
domino effect?
Have you read Plato's The Republic?
No, but I don't want to get
you got to, dude.
Is it good?
Oh my God, you got to read it.
I know. I was watching a little bit on there. I got to get it. It's thick though, isn't it? Or no? Not too bad, right?
No, it's like maybe 150 pages at most.
I know. I got to get it. Is that you or me?
No, I guess that battery died. That one's still going.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, finally you brought that up too. I was just watching another video and I got to get the book.
Yeah, dude, you have to read it.
Yeah.
So there was one class at Harvard that was about Plato's Republic. After an entire semester, they didn't even get past the first line of the book.
Okay.
Just talking about the philosophy behind the first line, which is we traveled down to the Piraeus, I think that was the city was called. Just traveling down to it. They spent an entire semester trying to dissect what traveling down to the city meant.
Why?
Because it could mean anything. It's philosophy that was written thousands of years ago and translated by hundreds of people.
Oh, okay.
So it's trying to decipher through history what they could have meant just by the first line of going down to the city.
So you could spend the whole semester on one line.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That's how deep the book is. And so the professor, I had actually had a class about the whole book. And I think the professor and I, we weren't on the same wavelength, but we were on a mutual respect of we're both getting something out of this, and the fact that that's happening is where the respect should be. There were some of the other students who brought up good points throughout the class, but I just felt so engaged with it. And I haven't been that engaged with books since I read The Stranger or like Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah.
Things that are written just so immersively.
What book is that?
The Stranger is a book by Albert Camus. Albert Camus is a French philosopher, but more specifically a nihilist.
Oh. What's a nihilist again?
Okay, so there's multiple forms of nihilist. There's Western nihilist, and then there's Eastern nihilist. And Eastern nihilist is more associated with Russia, and that's more associated with, I guess, despair of political situation. And then in the West, they more see it as, I guess, somewhat suicidal.
Oh,
or less.
That comes from the word to destroy, nihil.
Yeah, less respecting of life. But the Russians more saw it like nihilism in the political situation rather than in life itself.
Russia wants to treat everybody like animals. They don't believe in a divine human being. They just believe. I mean, they just believe in people have to be controlled. You feed them, make them go to work, and that's good enough.
Well, that's what the authoritarians in Russia.
They don't need any kind of a spirit, a religious. I mean, they don't want that kind of stuff. They don't want independence. They want the beehive.
I was watching this guy on YouTube. His channel's called Bald and Bankrupt, and his main gimmick is that he travels around former Soviet Union. Occasionally, he travels to like South America and Africa, But before the war between Russia and Ukraine started, he traveled around a lot of this former Soviet Union.
Okay.
I really wish I could have done that.
Oh, you want to travel around, yeah?
No, I really wish I could have traveled around the former Soviet Union.
Oh, the satellite states. You mean they used to be there, the countries, all the satellite countries.
But no, even the Russian Federation itself.
Well, that was all the satellites that Soviet Union around surrounded. They gave them. What do you think Russia was? That was all the satellite states.
Well,
that was the Union, the Soviet Union.
Yeah, but the Soviet Union itself also involves the puppet states of Eastern Europe, like Poland, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia.
That's what I'm saying.
No, well, I guess I'm talking about all of it, yeah.
Because back then they were all under the control. They lost control over it over the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah. So yes, I wish I had the opportunity to travel around the Russian Federation and other parts like that, because I feel like there would have been...
the Baltic states and all those states.
Well, I could still go to the Baltic states. I could still go to Poland and
But back then they were all under the Iron Curtain.
Yes.
Until 90.
But I can't go to Ukraine, I can't go to Belarus, and I can't go to the Russian Federation right now because they're all engaged in conflict.
You don't want to go there now.
No.
You could.
I could go to Ukraine. You can't go to Belarus because Belarus...
Why not?
Belarus is following Russian orders. They're allowing Russian troops to travel through their territory to invade Ukraine.
Oh, Belarus. Okay, I know. I'm trying to picture the map. Okay, yeah.
So they're either effectively annexed by the Russians, or they're a complete puppet state that will do whatever the Russians say.
Yeah, I think it's a puppet state. You're right.
Because the Russian Federation may still respect their borders to some degree, but their military is allowed to travel freely through it. So I guess it is a puppet state.
Why would you want to travel to those countries?
I feel like they just have a completely different perspective of life.
Yeah.
So, I actually wanted to talk about earlier.
Another half hour went by already?
Yeah, right? We're having a great time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So, back in like the mid-2010s, there were these online political tests. They were very underdeveloped. First there was...
He doesn't care. This mouse does not care where I touch him. The other mouse I couldn't touch anywhere. This mouse is mouse like that. I'm listening.
So they were pretty archaic in the sense that there were only really 4 directions you can go into, like libertarian, authoritarian, or left and right. But over the last 3 years, political tests online have become more developed, and I've always seen politics as some sort of like. Not only is it like maybe even like 16 points of direction you can go into, but it's also 4th dimensional in the sense of what time period your politics are taking place in.
Oh, because it always changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So recently, the last political...
It's true, it's time sensitive.
Yeah.
From one year to the next even.
Next month even, at this point. The internet has accelerated to the point where it might as well be the next
Politics
day.
is constantly fluctuating, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But because of the internet, it might as well be the next day.
Yeah, it's true. I never think about that.
So... What?
Fluctuating politics term. Okay.
Yeah, we coined the term time-sensitive politics and fluctuating politics.
Politics. There we go. I like that. Sounds good. You might have a book in that.
Yeah. So the last political test I took was about a year ago, and it put me...
What is a political test? What is that now?
It asks you a series of questions. It can be as many questions as whatever test feels as deep as it needs to go.
Is it measuring your political IQ?
No.
Well, by terms or what?
Political identification.
Oh, what party you're with? Oh, you check off certain things.
So back in high school...
Well, that's easy. If you believe in abortion, you're a Democrat. If you don't, you're a Republican.
So back in back when it was first starting online, it was pretty archaic. It used to put me as like an autocrat and things like that because I believed in no party.
Oh, when you would check things off, you would get all kinds of weird answers.
Because I would believe in no parties. But as time went on, I found more developed and more advanced algorithms that would find you answers.
Yeah.
The most recent one, which I feel is the most accurate, it put me as dead smack middle textbook anarchist.
Really?
As in, I believe government really should be as low as the community. And however big that community is. If that community is 2 people, 30 people, or 1,000 people, that's fine.
That's the whole government then?
Well, yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. Not that this entire United States should be 1,000 people. It's just the unit of governing body I see as just should be so tiny.
Oh, well, there's supposed to be a small federal government in a larger state.
Yeah, but the state's even smaller than that, and then even smaller than counties and smaller than towns.
Okay.
If anything, I believe political agenda should be as small as neighborhoods.
a little confused with what you mean. You mean people? How many people in the neighborhood?
And I'm not like, I don't want to set an arbitrary number. It's like, it's just.
I don't. I don't understand. Like.
I guess I believe like a political agenda really is as many people as you can reasonably know fully. And according to science.
Oh, certain people you trust, you mean your circle.
Yes, your
circle. Oh, and then after that, you don't know what's going on with other people.
According to the historical.
You are nice and safe. Then everybody's thinking on the same wavelength. And
nice and safe in the sense that it's fine that there's hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of other groups that we're competing against.
Okay.
My group is as small as the people I actually trust.
Okay, right.
And that's how human evolution was for most of its existence. Yeah. Tribes really never got bigger than 30 to 35 people.
Is that true?
Yeah, and until larger political organizations existed because of agriculture and centralization.
Oh, that's right. Then people could feed each other. More and more people got babies and bigger towns. And bigger...
Now, can these political organizations exist within?
I see what you're saying. Like,
somewhere like
you're talking about clans back in the day. They were clans.
I think it's our natural state, and we should respect
tribal
it.
Clan-like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's our natural state, and we should respect it.
You ever notice that too? Whenever society breaks down, how quickly people go right back into clans and tribes. Mm-hmm. Even right now, it's happening.
Well, it's happening now, but right now there's the national clans.
Yeah.
And then. Pretty much, I think it skips from the national clans right down to the, 20 to 30 people clans, because how can you have a larger social group than if you happen to be involved with like a community like a college?
Okay, right.
Outside of that, like how large can your groups really get other than the people you actually trust?
You only know so many people.
And even then, at the college, it's divided down into tribals.
Yeah.
So
or cliques.
It clicks, yes. If you want to describe it in classic high school terms, the cliques.
Yeah. It's funny. I guess we go from cliques to clans when we get older. I don't know, in groups, right? We call them groups nowadays, don't we? Political groups.
I guess groups. I guess groups would be the word they use.
Like you said, I agree with you. I know what you're saying now. Back in the day, there weren't as many people, so people stuck together more, and they only trusted your clan, your group.
Right. So, what reason do I have to trust fucking Anthony Fauci or? Bill Gates.
But you don't have to in our country. Nobody said you did.
Sure. The pandemic proved that it's demanded that we do.
Well,
whether we actually do or not.
They tried to. We didn't. I didn't. You didn't. I didn't.
I got my first shot. I got my first shot of Johnson & Johnson. That was it. And then I stood up to the college with the mask.
Like I said, they did get us by the fact that you can't go here, you can't go there. Else, if you don't get a shot, you're not going to go see your mother in the hospital. You can't see her.
I can't see my grandma in the nursing home.
Yeah, that's blackmail.
It is. It is in a sense, yeah.
Or you can't go to college if you don't get a shot.
King's was a little different. They did have conscientious objectors to the vaccine, but that's their justification for keeping the mask mandate for so long.
Right.
Is that they didn't require people to get the vaccine.
Right.
But that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Why even require any of it?
They're probably getting money from somebody, I'm sure. He's not telling the truth.
Well, I can tell you this, they're getting money from the federal government because all these students fill out FAFSA.
You don't think he answers to somebody too, over
the priest?
Yes.
The Father Looney? He was the president of the school. Yeah, he answers to somebody.
He answers to somebody. It always goes back to whoever started this whole thing, which is probably...
I probably should have asked him when I had that meeting. I sat from him at this distance.
Who's your boss?
I should have asked him who his boss was.
Should have straight up.
Because then I would have gone to him. I would have found some way to go up to the next level and been like, the fuck are you doing?
Well, you know what? You keep going to higher level, you're just going to keep going and going, probably. You end up...
I probably would have ended up at the Vatican.
Probably would have, yes.
I probably would have ended up talking to the Pope.
Right, because all these priests, they all answer bottom lines, it all goes back to the Vatican. Follows up. You're right, yeah. But you might be able to find out, just research, you might be able to find out who his boss is without even talking to him. And then who that boss is, and then you start following the money.
You know, maybe now that I'm graduating, I'll do that so they can't expel me.
Always follow the money.
Yeah.
And also follow who took your $200 and what the hell did they do with it?
I know who's taking my $200. It's the dean of students. I have to go to his office.
What's he gonna do with it?
I have to go to his office to pay it.
Well, who gets that money? The college.
The college. The college gets it.
More money.
When I go in there, I'm gonna make a stink about it.
Are you? Yeah.
Not a big stink, but I'm gonna say something that's
careful.
Not kosher, but not derogatory. Something in between innocent and offensive, but not really punishable.
Just to let them know that you're on to what their crap is and whatever you're doing.
Hand them the dollars. I'll have lawyers looking into this.
Get a little scared, I know, yeah. I know. Don't get yourself in trouble, though. Might not be worth it.
If they give me my degree, they can't do anything about it.
Oh, after they give it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can a college, kind of question? Say I'm out of college now for a long time. I have my degree. Can they come turn around and take it, any degree back?
I guess they can make an announcement that they're doing it, but like in practice, you've already have a career. So either your boss is going to respect your job
So
or
that
not.
paper can never be taken if you earned it. It can't be. It might not be honored.
It might not be honored by the college
itself. You
itself.
can't actually take it away from you.
Yeah.
You earned it. But it's like you can't. You might not get a license anymore, in other words, a teacher or whatever.
I guess it depends, but you know what? In my career, it doesn't
I never
matter.
heard anybody getting a degree taken away from them for bad behavior.
In my career, it doesn't matter because I went for mass communications. Half of it is having a personality. The other half is getting a portfolio done.
True.
And what am I doing right now?
Yeah.
So.
Are we filming right now?
Yeah, it is. It's just that camera ran out of battery.
Yeah. Oh, that one there, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way that spider, like the whole leg thing goes.
I think that actually is called a spider.
Where'd you get that at?
Amazon.
How much was that?
Like $40. Okay. But I feel like it was justified at $40 because it feels pretty rugged.
You like it? It works good.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it lasts. Does it have suction cups?
No. It has rubber. It's rubberized though, so it has a little bit of grip.
Cool.
That one, that's the only tripod I have for it right now, and that's probably going to be the only one I need.
Tripod around $40, you said?
I think that one might have been 60 or 80 bucks. Because it comes with this part here articulates a lot.
I was gonna say you have to find the right size too, right? Everything.
Yeah. Actually, because I'm 6 feet tall, this thing is still a little short on me.
Oh, that's right. You need something up higher. I forgot. Yeah.
I would need a tripod that can reach like 8 or 9 feet tall for me to feel like.
You're tired of bending over all the time, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah. If I wanted something that would make me feel like I have my full capability with it, it would have to reach like 9 feet tall.
Wow.
Because there are times where I want a really high angle on things.
Oh, you want to look down more?
But if this tripod is shorter than I am, I can't do that.
You're gonna have to get creative.
Like I do get creative.
Ladders or something. Yeah.
Oh, actually.
Do they make tripods that go?
Let me show you the stop motion video we were working on.
Do they make tripods that will go really high in the air like that?
Some do, yeah.
I was gonna say. Yeah.
Let me show you this this music video we were working on. This is the first 2 minutes of the music video because it's not finished yet.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the old TV look. Oh, they definitely sound like a 90s group.
Actually, it's a modern song. But you know, he's got influences from like Neutral Milk Hotel and things like that.
That's definitely 90s. That's alright, I'm just saying. I like the, pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, just watch the full 2 minutes.
How long?
2 minutes.
Okay. Sorry. Did you do all that stuff?
I did the photo work. I had my camera there to take the photos.
Like, this is a lot of work though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. It took us like 4 hours to get it done. We had like 1,000 photos
I
afterwards.
was gonna say, yeah. That's pretty neat though. I gotta watch the whole damn thing.
Do you not like it?
No, I like it, but I get the gist. I just hate holding phones in my face. No offense.
That's true. I can understand that.
It makes me very stressed out. I don't know why. It wasn't the video. It's just when I hold the phone, even my own phone, I can't. My eyes start to go wacky. I get a headache. I don't know why.
I get a headache when someone tries to make me watch Japanese cartoons.
On your phone or TV?
No, just in general, yeah.
See, the TV's not too bad because I'm from farther away.
I guess I'm just used to being like this, but maybe that's why I'm nearsighted.
It doesn't bother you though, huh?
No, because I'm used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. I'll pick it up later.
No, not that I don't like it. I have a hard time staring at the phone for a long period of time. I don't even like doing it on my computer too much. It's weird, right? I know.
Well, it's weird compared to my age group, because our age group will stare at screens for days if they can.
I don't know how people do it. I mean, I get tired, man. I get tired.
Some of them are zombies.
Yeah, right. Oh, you zombies. That's a shame. Wonder, are there going to be people coming in for the summer classes?
Probably.
Yeah.
I did a couple classes over the winter.
How many people go to that school? How many kids total? What is packed?
2,500.
Oh, it's a small school.
Yeah, but it used to be like 3,500.
Are they going to start the football program back up this summer again?
Football's going.
How come I haven't heard? Oh, they're gonna do the fall and everything all over again.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
They've been doing football.
Really?
They never stopped.
I haven't heard. It's way up there.
That's marching band is what you're thinking.
Yeah, I
of.
haven't heard that in a while.
No idea then. I don't really care because I don't like that college. I've never liked it.
Over here?
No, I've never liked higher education. I'm getting a degree because I was demanded to by my mother. So I figured if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the way I want.
You didn't go to college. It's now 5 years later. What would you be doing right now, you think?
I have no idea what my life would have been like if I didn't go to college.
So you had no plan? Which is probably good.
No, it's not that I had no plan.
Did you have an idea? Any ideas what you would want, like to try to?
I just would have found a local job, like exactly what I'm going to be doing right when I get out of
You are a
college.
big career-oriented person. Like, oh, I'm going to be a professional, this professional, that. Because you're going to play it by ear the whole way.
Okay, so
That's okay.
the main thing that I know would be different is I don't know if I would have gone through getting all these cameras.
What have you done this career? Or no? Find out.
I've always wanted to do it. I've been uploading to YouTube since like 2013.
Like when I graduated high school, I was thinking maybe electrician would have been good.
I probably would have tried to do a trade job because I would have been convinced to do a trade
Or
job.
you're the kind of person that just figured I'm just going to graduate high school and get myself a 9 to 5 and I'm good to go.
Probably, I would have
Get an
done
apartment, do that, and then take it from there.
that. Yeah. I probably would have done that.
Now it's a shame because I think a lot of people get thrown off when the parents make them go to college.
Yeah.
You're not doing what you want to do.
Well, because I've gone to college, I've taken my passion seriously.
Yeah.
But if I didn't go to college, I don't know if I would have taken the passion seriously.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah. But when you invest that much time and money in it, you better.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? I'm around a lot of people who don't. It's really shocking to me. They're doing it just for the paper.
You know, like 80%, probably 80% or 90% of people who graduate won't even use their majors.
Yeah.
My friend, I mean, look at me. I use it for a while, but everybody
But you actually used it.
Nobody ever uses it. I only talk like, even people I know at masters and stuff, they never used it.
Masters, even?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, you'll see. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get my bachelor's. I've never touched higher education
They drifted
again.
off into other things. My friend got a master's in politics. He ended up being a career insurance salesman.
A career what?
Sell insurance.
Selling?
Car insurance.
Car insurance, wow.
I don't know if he has his own business now, but yeah, I guess he must have done it right. I know a lot of people like that, never even touched their degree.
Okay, well I haven't talked to a lot of older people in depth about their degrees,
Some
but the
people-
only person I did, I was working on a highway department for the last 3 summers. I'm not gonna go back there. I was offered to go back again, but
Good
fuck
money
that.
though, right?
Yeah, it was good money, but the social environment is so piss poor
Yeah.
that it's not even worth the
You're
money.
probably talking to people like to.
Well, the shitty thing is it's a highway department. You know, we're supposed to be doing a physical job, getting things done,
right.
and they're all in your age group, like within 15 years.
Wow.
There's only
The
younger guys.
They have a career in it. That's why.
And the younger guys are assholes and don't like me.
Really?
So it's like, why would I even stick around? And
Why
okay,
don't
so
they-
one.
why do you rub young people the wrong way?
When I mean young, I mean they're like 27, 28.
And they just didn't take a liking to you?
They just didn't take a liking to me. So it's those specific guys.
Okay, all right.
It's those specific guys.
I'm just trying to understand why.
No, I'm not. I'm not generalizing and saying that all young people dislike me.
Oh,
Or
okay.
I dislike
thought
them
you were
all.
like you walked in and I was like.
But I'm saying the
I thought
young.
maybe you just made a comment or something.
Well, the younger guys specifically at the job dislike me more than the average, than the older
Why?
guys
Because you
do.
come
on
across,
average.
they think you come across as
Right.
smart or arrogant. Or something?
Smart or I don't know, socially ignorant a little bit
Oh, okay.
compared to how they want
Are
to do
you quiet
things.
when you go on a job? You don't bother people. You just do your work. Are you
I
quiet?
try not to, but when I do speak, I'd be like, "Oh, reading this thing about, you know, the Egyptians sailing
You're not
around
a small
Africa.
talk person. They probably are, I bet you.
No, they're not. No, some of them are like veterans, and
Oh, that's not bad.
it's not even really worth fully explaining because you weren't there to experience
No, I
it.
can't.
So,
I'm trying to understand. I can understand a few people not liking you, but
so the older guy, one of the older guys
I
there,
think
he
a lot
did
of
go
it's
to
you though
college.
because you don't like to mix with a lot of people.
Yeah, I like small
maybe
groups.
people pick up that they take it.
I like my
I
tribe.
think they take it along the wrong way. They might think you're being arrogant or snobby.
Well, Bill, who I work with, he
Yeah,
said
you
I'm
know that?
standoffish even to people I know who I'm very familiar with. I'm a little standoffish.
Yeah, so that's just how you are.
Yeah.
And other people might interpret that differently. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people don't care. Like you seem to not care too much because
I get on a lot.
I'm not being a dick to you on average.
No, that's where you are.
Anyways, one of the older guys,
Sorry.
you know, he hasn't used his degree. He graduated college in like 1987.
Yeah.
I joked with him and I said, look, Mike, just because you graduated college in 1887 doesn't mean it's the same as now.
You're working on the highway, working on the highway.
He's also a Jehovah's Witness, so he's a pretty eccentric kind of guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it seems like a lot of people don't use their degrees, even back then when they were going.
Yeah.
So, at least I took one where I'm actually using my degree by doing this.
Right.
And by doing it on the side, I'm still using my degree.
I was like, even if you get a job in something else, you can always have your degree for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
To educate yourself.
And I'm taking that seriously.
You always have that knowledge. You can do this, make extra money.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. You're always going to apply it in your own life because you want to use it for you, not anybody else.
Right.
So
and the stuff I post on YouTube is for me and for my friends and not for the strangers.
So,
and if the strangers happen to like it, that's fine.
And even if you didn't want to go, it might be a godsend that you have this little thing going on now. You know, maybe your mother was a little bit wiser than you thought. And I guess maybe, I'm saying maybe, because even though I didn't want to go to college. Can I finish this?
Because of the way I've changed personally, the debt has really encouraged me to work hard.
Right.
So,
right.
If you're going to say she was right in the sense that putting me in this desperate situation.
Financially, not a good. I'm not the financial part, but the enlightenment part. Going to work. I mean, not the enlightenment. Going.
I didn't learn it.
When it comes together.
No,
you got to do this stuff.
But the college doesn't demand I do this. They barely even demanded that I do it in the classes that were related to it.
It wasn't a big requirement, you're saying?
No, it wasn't.
This is all on your own.
This is all on my own.
Oh, okay, good. That's weird.
Even the classes that were.
So what was your goal? Because you have a very general degree.
My goal was to make video.
That's all you wanted to do.
And that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I got you.
So I am doing.
You really didn't have to go to 5 years of college to do that.
I didn't, but I will say, going to college encouraged me to take it a little bit more seriously than I probably would have.
Do you think it enhanced your life just for meeting people, and getting out of the house?
Well, you know what? I shouldn't say no
you learn
because
about new area, new people.
I shouldn't say no because I don't know what my life.
There'll be some good things.
I don't know what my life would have been like if I didn't do it.
You can't compare it. I know it's true.
I can't compare it to anything because I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
So all I can say is I don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
Because if I have regrets, then that means I wish my life was differently, and I don't want to do that.
One good thing is you will get hired before somebody else, and you will make twice as much money on that.
I think that's because I can market myself really well, because I can interact with people who are older than me very well.
But stats show that college kids end up getting higher paid jobs, and make double the amount of money. No matter what field, they get double the money in their life.
Yeah, but there are college kids who never pay off their debt, ever. It's ridiculous how long some of them carry it for.
A lot of them don't pay it off on purpose, though.
They don't. But you know what? I want to.
How many people stop paying it off maybe when they hit 40 and say, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I can afford it, I'm tired of paying it off. I'm just going to let it fly out the door.
And then the government starts garnishing your wages and can repo your assets.
Right up until you die.
Yeah.
So you're better off making the monthly payments.
You're better off making the minimum monthly payments than actually paying it off. But you know what? If I pay it off, then I have all that money to do whatever I want with.
That's crazy. I know. I understand, yeah.
So my goal is by 35, I'll have
What were you interested in high school? What were you
making video.
See, that's what your whole thing was too.
Ever since I first took a videography class in high school, I've just wanted to make video.
You should have went to Hollywood, man. Went to movie school or something.
I'm on my way.
I don't know why you went here. When your mother said, what do you want to be? I said, I'm going to Hollywood to be a cameraman and a documentary maker.
Because then I probably would have gone to Hollywood.
Why didn't you go to film school somewhere?
because I probably would have failed. Because I'm not very good. You've seen my stuff.
That's what you go there to do, learn.
But the people who go learn jack shit. They learn some like...
Yeah, but a lot of your great producers, they went to school and stuff.
No, not all of them.
Well, not all, but a lot.
Actually, a lot of them are dropouts, too.
I know what you're saying, but I'm just saying, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, we're just having hypothetical.
I know, but like, I feel defensive about it because I don't know.
It's not your fault. First of all, like you said, you're not going to sit there and argue your mother for 20 hours, so you just finally said, okay, I'll go.
There are some things I could defeat her on and get away with, but there are some things I can't, and one of the things I couldn't was not getting a degree.
And when you're younger, you don't want to disappoint your parents a little bit and all the crap that goes with it. But at the same time, you don't feel like you have the willpower to say no to your parents sometimes. Certain parents. You don't feel like you do, but you don't realize it then. Because like you said, you're intimidated, or your mother, or your father.
They also take the whole power structure really seriously.
Yeah. So it's very hard to sit there. I mean, you can argue for 6 months in a row that you're not going to go. But, you know, do you want that stress, or you're just going to go and say, fuck it?
And then I get straddled with a shit ton of debt.
That's a big thing.
So like there's one internet influencer who happens to come from the neighboring town from my hometown.
Okay.
And one of the things he'll be like,
You have a yarmulke?
No.
I'm only kidding. I thought that's your hair. Your hair is long.
I grew up around a bunch of Jews.
Did you?
Yeah. Half my town is like Jewish.
Actually, you live in a rich area.
Yeah. Anyways, one of these big social media influencers comes from the neighboring town of mine. So I feel like I have, you know, like hyper local understanding of this humor.
Do you have any like high class, influential people that could help you get a job in your neighborhood? Like, because you're right in New York City, you know, you said you have a lot of rich people in your area. Anybody?
Yeah, there's a lot of rich people. Even my parents are friends with, but I don't
connect you up with anybody, like help you out.
Half the time, I feel like they're retarded, and I don't want to talk to them.
So you're picky about that.
I am picky.
So you just want. I think you're like a lone wolf kind of person.
I am.
You just want to do it your way. And
I'm picky in the sense I want to do it my way.
I want to work with certain people. If I don't really like you, I don't care how good you are.
Well, really, it's not. I'm looking to work with people. I'm looking for people who want to work with me.
Right.
But that's because I'm so young and my career is so new that if they want to work with me, it's important that they actually want to work with me.
Learn to compromise through life.
I used to immediately
Don't give anybody an absolute, and don't learn to compromise.
I used to immediately go for what the compromising, actually the 50-50 point
values, but compromise to the point where you guys can agree on something.
No, when I got to disagreements with people, I would immediately jump to what the 50-50 point would be.
Well, I don't mean on people, I mean in your life with you, yourself, in your head.
Okay, with me and myself.
Compromise and say, that's good enough, I'm pushing this too hard, I guess.
I do that now with my workload most of the time.
Know when to say when, that's my bet, because you don't want to end up stressed out over stupid stuff.
I do that with my workload a lot.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
If you start tipping yourself, you're not going to be any good to anybody, even yourself.
Yeah, I do that with my workload, and more specifically with how I video edit. That's why I don't go for a lot of the crazy visual effects and whatnot, because I know how long it can take.
Yeah.
Because I've tried it in the past. Yeah. And that's why I'm just generally disinterested in it. And in the past, like especially with Hollywood, you know, the big flashy movies sometimes make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the stuff that's really intellectually stimulating or emotionally changing for people can be the simple stuff.
Yeah.
So if someone's interested in my content, they're gonna watch it because they're interested in who I am and what I'm up to. Not,
right.
I guess not the complexity of my work.
I know what you're saying. You like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why you don't want them too long.
Mm-hmm. Some of my videos are short. I know. But some of them really will go on for hours.
Yeah, then again, I mean, some documentaries should be long, I think. I like long ones, too. They're good. There's nothing worse, though, than somebody that doesn't... The only thing that turns me really off is a bad presentation on YouTube. It's somebody that I feel is trying to get to a point, but it's taking too long, and I already know what they're trying to get to. Sorry. Yeah,
Look how long we've been going on for. It's 9:48 now.
Is it really?
Yeah. But that means we're getting good content.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I won't keep going on this. I was just talking. Oh, YouTube. I'm watching YouTube, and when you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you get to see how many people, amateurs, how they present their, and some people are really good at it, and some people just are self-indulgent. Mm-hmm. They'll start off. Here's what I hate the most. Today we're going to talk about, but first, And I know right off of what they're going to go off on a tangent about their life and selling and then by the time they get back to they're already halfway through the freaking, and I've lost them by then.
For me, it's just the subject matter.
Quick. Keep it
So
straight, yeah.
if my video,
just the fact, I just want.
So if my video ends up being like longer than it has to be,
right?
it's because that's actually what I'm covering. I'm not gonna make a 20-minute video and have it be 10 minutes of me talking about myself and then the subject.
Well, some of these people.
It's 20 minutes because there's 20 minutes of the subject to be viewed.
Right, and I think that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people don't know how to do that. I think that they're very.
Because they don't have anything to show.
And then they don't. If you lose me right in the first 5 or 10 minutes, if I don't fast forward it, I kind of catch this person as boring. Or that and then some people make videos and they shouldn't put themselves in the video because they don't look right and they don't sound right.
Yeah.
They do very good work, but as soon as they put their freaking, then they get the ego. You know those people who make videos and they say, I'm not going to be in my videos, and then they make about 100 of them and all of a sudden they get the ego going because they're popular. Then they want to come there and they want to be in the picture.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I never wanted to see what you look like. It was always fun to hear your voice and imagine one, because you had a good voice, and then I have to hear him talk. It's like, oh, you just...
If you're interested in music, there's a guy on YouTube you might like. His channel is his name, just like mine. It's Rob Scallion. And he makes a lot of videos just about specific instruments.
Okay.
And typically he gets an expert in who's an expert about that instrument, and they end up being an eccentric type of person themselves.
Okay.
He's somebody I want to emulate in the degree where, yeah, he's in the videos, but he's not necessarily the subject. The subject is what he's participating in, or the people he's participating with.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I look to do, is I
think you got to keep it interesting.
I keep it interesting by not having it just be about me. That's why I hesitate.
If you're going to tell a story or give a documentary, the main thing is to keep it moving, keep it flow to it, and don't keep it boring. And as long as you keep that and make sure you have a good speaker speaking behind the pictures, and you keep it moving forward at a good pace, you're okay. I think that will work. If you keep the facts, you don't get too deep, what kind of video it is, depending.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because you can watch a lot of these people don't know what they're doing. They just lose me right off the bat. I'm like, because I get the point. You ever have somebody trying to make a point and you already know you're 10 steps ahead of them?
Yeah.
And you got to sit there and listen to them even though you know what they're going to say?
Mm-hmm.
That's the videos they make. They tell you off the bat what they're going to do, and then you're waiting to do it, and they don't get around to the thing until, and then sometimes they never get around to it. It's like, I just flick it right to the next one. You don't know what you're doing next. And I find a good one. Anyway, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And
that might not bother some people, but I'll be like, get to the fucking point. I'm sorry, Mr. Mouse.
Well, think about this, man. I've been using YouTube pretty much since it came out back in like 2006 or 7. And you've been introduced to it when you were already an adult.
I just started watching it a lot lately.
Okay, so whatever your a lot is, I've been doing since I was like 12.
Naturally comes to you, I know, yeah.
It's so strange. It's so strange, the difference between people your age and my age.
I know the difference between not even having a computer and having one. You couldn't even imagine a world without all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Video games were always in my house. A computer was always in my house.
Can you imagine a world not even like this without nothing but...
I can't, because I never lived it.
It's weird, I know. And to me, it wasn't even that long ago, but I guess things are changing so fast that it seems like a long time for some people. But it wasn't that long ago, really.
No.
It wasn't like 100 years ago when we had horses and wagons. It was only 20, 30 years ago.
20, 30 years ago before it became mainstream. But guess what? 30 years ago, I wasn't alive.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I was 1 year old. I was born in 2000, dude.
That's weird.
I love how weird it is for people to hear that I was born in 2000.
I know, I know. That is strange, wow.
I was born in 2000, guess what? It's 2022, and I turned 22 this year.
That is really weird. God.
I graduated high school in 2018.
I could see, I think you would get along in my world back in the day with all this stuff. I think
I would have,
I think
because
you'd be glad not to have half of it.
Well, I think the reason why I would get along is part of it.
You don't use it now.
I have a counterculture mindset.
Yeah. I mean, we had stuff like this, but we just didn't have that.
But you didn't have internet infrastructure where someone in Indonesia could watch this video within less than 25 minutes after it was uploaded.
When I was in college, we never even used the internet. There was no such thing. In the 80s and stuff.
Okay, so I looked into the history of the internet. The first real internet was the Aloha net. which was the connection of the Hawaiian University, or University of Hawaii, between the islands.
What year was that, though?
I think the 70s.
Really? I believe that. I think the military had all this shit back in the 70s, yeah.
The Aloha Net was first, but that was just a database between the University of Hawaii, between the different islands.
Okay.
Then later on, when it actually became viable, was like the early 90s, but viable in the sense that rich people or very dedicated people can engage with it.
Right.
And then it wasn't viable for the average person until the 2000s.
Right.
So the history of the internet,
slow,
between creation and viability was like 30 years.
Yeah,
but then between viability and mainstream was like less than 5 years.
That's crazy. Yeah, once it kicked in full, it was like crazy, right?
People do everything on the internet now, all their bills and taxes and whatnot, and they can do it from their phone, not even from a computer. Because guess what? A phone is a computer. It's just a different type of computer.
I know. And they're so powerful, like, they just do everything that they do anyway.
Even my iPhone, which is out of date, is still leagues ahead of whatever was before it in the 2000s and 90s.
What if I told you they had Skyping back in the 1920s?
Video call?
And it was, I mean, for the public. There's pictures of black and white photos of people sitting in front of TV screens with phones on them.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
They're lying. They're lying about a lot of stuff. They had electric cars back in the 1800s.
There was call-in radio services that lasted up until like the 80s.
They had free energy in the 1800s. They had electric cars.
No, there wasn't free energy.
Yeah, I can show it to you.
There's no such thing as free energy.
All right, I'm not going to argue. Anyway, let me skip on to the next stuff. They had moving sidewalks in Paris.
The closest thing to free energy that exists is nuclear energy, and that's still not free.
All right, I'm not going to argue.
Especially when you have to produce it on the scales of like entire cities. Like when
the individual house could pull it out of the area. That's how it was. You ever hear of static electricity?
Yes, I know what static electricity is.
I can make a light bulb light up right now without anything. So if you know how to do it, you can do it. Anyway, I'm not going to get it. That's a whole different ballgame.
If you could do it, why aren't you doing it? You still have that light up there, huh?
It costs money, and I'm too lazy.
Because modern infrastructure is so much easier.
Well, yeah, of course. We grew up with it. We're not used to it.
I'm going to throw a statement at you.
We're taught that there's no such thing. It can't be done.
I'm going to throw a statement at you, and I want to see how you react.
I'm going to tell you more about the stuff I found back there.
The American electrical grid is a closed circuit.
I don't believe that.
I find that crazy that it's a closed circuit. That even something on the scale of an entire nation is a closed circuit.
One big freaking unit, right?
Then there are multiple circuits, but unfortunately that's just how it was designed. It hypothetically could be one continuous one, but because it developed in different parts of the nation at different times, it's separate. Right. So there's the eastern seaboard that moves into the Midwest for a period, and then there's the Texan grid, which goes into parts of Louisiana, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. And then there's the western grid that finishes up the rest. And then I guess Alaska might be its own, unless it's getting power from Canada.
You never know. They had, real quick, they had, what I said, they had flying machines that run on steam, planes that run on steam.
They had electric cars in the 1920s.
Electric cars, back in the 1800s they had them.
Because that was when electricity, batteries and gas tanks provided about the same amount of mileage.
They had steam cars before electric back in the 1800s.
Yeah, because that's steam engines. Steam engines existed for like 100 years.
Amazing, though. And then they went right to electric, and they were shifting around.
Modern Swedish submarines run on Stirling engines.
And how about this? We were talking about rich people getting access to stuff first. People had electricity in their homes. The rich people, years before the poor people did even thought about Thomas Edison doing it.
You ever, so Thomas Edison created the first light bulb that can compete with candles.
Just people with houses lit up, places lit up before Edison.
Right.
I got pictures of it all.
So electric light bulbs used to be basically bare electricity creating the light. Edison created a light bulb that can compete with candles, which is what people were used to. If you read the book 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which takes place in like the 1870s, There's a fully operational electric submarine with electric lights. So in
Nemo, Captain Nemo.
Yeah, I couldn't finish that book.
Yeah, I like the movie better.
No, my issue with the book is that it throws all these. Well, I was reading the unabridged version of it.
Probably different, dude. Than the movie.
The unabridged version is all the sea creatures that they mention in it. They use the scientific names for.
Yeah, you gotta read all of it.
And it gets so taxing to just read all that. If it said
Moby Dick did that too. Like the whole 20 pages were just Latin names. I went through them all too.
Oh God, it's so taxing to read that.
I stuck with it, but
say in a name that I'm gonna immediately recognize and then have to fucking Google when I read it.
It's almost like he threw a book in there with a story with an encyclopedia in there in the middle. I must have done that in the old days. I don't know why. I know what you mean.
Because of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I've put Jules Verne to the side. I still have a big book of like 5 of his books.
Yeah, they're good books.
So I'll get back to it at some point.
Yeah.
But recently I read a book called The Holcroft Covenant. I really like fiction. When I read nonfiction, I get too bored. And if I read sophisticated fiction like Jules Verne and all the scientific names, it burns me out. But I feel like I learn a lot about reality from like historical fictions. So the Holcroft Covenant, it takes place in the 70s, and it's a fictional story about a revival of the Nazi Reich to the Fourth Reich.
Really?
But when you know what, if you look at the history, there's people like Otto Skorzeny who were traveling around Argentina to try to revive the Fourth Reich with Nazi expats who were training he went over to the Middle East and was training the Egyptians and the Jordanians to invade Israel to try to destroy the Jewish state. So you know what? It helped me learn about the reality.
That was right after the war? Or like years after the war?
In the 60s to 70s, he was doing that.
Wow.
Look up like all the wars that Israel were involved in.
So what's that, a book about his life doing that?
The book I read was a fictional story about American architects in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Who, he gets called to Vienna, and a Swiss banker reveals to him, your father was the economic minister of the Nazi Reich after Hjalmar Schacht, and him and 3 other members created a pact to make amends for the destruction of the Third Reich and the Holocaust. And he's led to believe that it's a positive thing, but...
Oh, okay. Oh, they're trying to fix the errors they made.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a scam.
The first lines of the book, and this isn't a spoiler, is
they're actually trying to bring back the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The first lines of the book is that like, okay, it's 1945, like, you know, the months before the end of the war, and in the fjords of Norway, they're like loading German children into submarines to escape them to the rest of the world to like be plants for the Fourth Reich later.
And they were going to Argentina and Antarctica.
Yeah. You know, the friend who
I think they did that too. I really believe they did.
No, they did. There's no way they didn't. I was talking...
I'm listening.
Well, was I talking with you earlier about the Nazis who were held within camps?
Oh yeah, we were talking about that they were brought over here.
And then they just integrated into our society.
I think there's a lot of...
So that book was about people like that across the entire earth.
Oh, okay.
Well, specific people being distributed funds from a Swiss bank.
Okay.
For them to distribute funds to revive the Fourth Reich.
Okay.
But more specifically through like buying elections, getting people into office.
Yeah, because they couldn't do it by force anymore, so they had to do politics.
So they had to do it through politics.
Businesses and money spent.
But the thing is, in that universe, they actually...
That's the difference why it's not as... It's more subtle now, because they just can't do it. They have to go through all the levels.
In that universe, those people are being paid off to create an actual Fourth Reich. The people know it's the Fourth Reich. Governments are being bought off.
Yeah.
People know as in, like, they can't stop it because the political entities are moving too quick.
Okay.
And they're taking the name of the Fourth Reich. In our universe, they're doing it subtly and they just won't say it.
Right.
It's by Robert Ludlum, and he's a famous British author.
The Nazis are like, there's no big army anymore, so they're doing it politically.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to influence people and...
George Soros and whatnot.
Yeah, with all his money and crap, paying off all these lawyers and whatever he does.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sick. Why doesn't somebody just shoot the guy?
Because he probably has enough guards and is safe.
You would think that our government, of all governments, we should put those people out of their misery.
Nope, we invited them in to send us to the moon.
You know what they say, if you lie with dogs, you're going to get fleas eventually. It doesn't matter. To think that we can bring these people over here and not be influenced by have them influence anything over is ridiculous.
I would argue that for the most part we haven't. The average person hasn't, at least.
Yes.
I don't know.
Most of the stuff's going on. We're being governed by. Was created by these people even now.
Most of the average people aren't racist, aren't radical, have friends of many religious and racial backgrounds. It's the major politicians who like to sow the division to justify why they should be voted in.
Right. If you don't they create a problem to solve it. You know, you gotta have a platform.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you don't have one, you make one up, like global warming.
Yep.
Or whatever you want to make up. You know?
Climate change.
Climate's always changing. It's very general. See how clever?
It changes between January and May.
It changes between now and tomorrow. It's always changing, constantly, fluctuating, constantly. It's all.
Because it rained today, we're destroying the environment with pollution.
It's all semantics. It's semantics. It's a political agenda to keep people. Yeah, you know. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I know. Well, don't forget what's his name. Spends 20.
It's so humorous on how that you and I can sit here, and because we're on the same page, this can be a civil debate.
Oh yeah.
But if we weren't on the same page, we wouldn't even be in the same state as each other.
Really? It's that bad now?
That's how bad it is. Okay, so there was one guy I met at City Market. Thank God he was a chill enough dude. I don't think I could just hang out with him like I'm doing right now with you. But when we were in City Market, he was clearly a Democrat type guy. He lives in the city. I think he lives near the square and he works on the square.
Okay.
In some office, so he's not like right. It's not some business you can walk into.
Joe, the bald head?
Yeah. That's his name?
When I smoke cigarette every now and then?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, yeah.
Joe. Yeah, I'm talking to Joe one day, and you know, him and I are both getting heated about things. Now, we're not getting heated at each other.
Yeah.
We're getting heated about concepts.
Okay.
And I say to him, like, hey, well, I didn't know his name. I was like, you know, I think you and I were upset at the same ideas. We're just looking at the wrong people for them.
I always thought of him as, first of all, he's a Republican, but then he started.
No, he's a very Democrat guy.
I know, but he's very open though. He's not very.
Yeah, he's not angry at individuals.
He's an angry guy, all right. He's like an old-up Democrat. He's not arguing. He's not going to argue with you too much.
Yeah, we're both getting heated about concepts, but not at each other.
Not the right. He could talk to you, but not get angry at you personally.
Yeah. So like every once in a while, now that City Market's closed, I'll say hi to him. He'll say hi to me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But
Joe's like that. He's very easygoing. So he's not going to sit there and hate you just because you're a Republican.
But conversations like that don't happen anymore. I can't look at a Democrat and say, look, we see the same problems. We're just angry at the wrong people.
So you probably have a lot more of these than I do because I really don't talk politics that much with anybody. Really.
I wait until someone else starts it.
Yeah, and then people, I don't like to, like I said, I don't like to get in arguments, so I'll cut off real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do this, you know. So I'm saying, well, you probably have a lot more conversations than I did over this stuff.
Not with people my age. People my age get too offended about it and don't want to do it.
That's so weird. They're all like, what do you call that, snowflakes? That another term you don't like to use, or no?
I used to want to use it. Not that I did. And then now that I think about it, I think that they're just ignorant.
Yeah.
Not snowflakes, just plain old ignorant.
That's just another word for being sensitive.
Sensitive or ill-informed? Maybe sensitive and
I would think
ill-informed.
snowflake is because a snowflake melts quickly in the sunlight. So I think they're just sensitive. That's another metaphor for being sensitive. I mean, that goes along with it probably too. I think with snowflake, I think it's somebody, you know, oh, you hurt my feelings, but you can't say that. Now, what is snowflake? Stop melting in the sunlight. Nobody's going to hurt you. Words aren't going to melt you. You're not going to, you know, like the Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz. I'm melting. Oh. You know, like get water on her, she won't burn. That's what I think a snowflake means. That's what I think of it as.
You want to know what I want to know?
Where
does that door go?
That is the bathroom waterworks in there for his bathroom.
Ah.
That's if you pull that out, you can get in there and pipes and everything. Or not, right? Is it?
I can't believe they made a tiny door for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only way really to get to the pipes in the wall. Because this was all one big building, and they made them into rooms.
One house, yeah.
It was a big, expensive, beautiful house. Mansion. 3 mansions in a row.
Yeah, it used to be a mansion, and now you got, what, 3 rooms, 4 rooms?
For $550. I got 5 rooms.
You got 5 rooms out of this big mansion.
You know. I gotta get a better rug though. See, I don't know if I'm gonna be here long enough to get a rug to worry about it.
Well, if you get the rug, you're gonna have to contend with moving that radiator.
That's another thing too.
Does that even work?
Yeah, it works. I just have to cut around it. I would just get a rug that would just even take the inner area. I don't care about the outer.
You could put an area rug on top of this.
That's what he said I should do. I get a whole big rug. Then again, the doors aren't going to close all the way because they're going to be blocked.
Well, you got weights holding things closed anyways.
You know why? Because I like to crack the door.
You do?
And the window will keep, so I have to put something there to keep it.
Mm.
Like, yeah, if I'm sitting here and it's nice out, I feel a little closed in, I'll just crack the door a little bit. I get closed in.
How are your other neighbors in this building? Your other residents?
These aren't bad here, they're quiet. If you go over that way.
I'm surprised that guy talked to me on my way in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know who it was?
Some black guy.
Young guy?
Younger, yeah.
Like thin?
Yeah, he's fit. He's bald.
Oh, bald. Okay. I don't know who lives here. Bald black guy in this building.
Bald black guy and fairly fit.
Was he African or was Black American?
You know, when I looked at him, I really thought he was more African looking.
Did he talk? Did he sound?
He didn't really have much of an accent, no.
He sounds. I'm thinking he might be one of the guys from the other buildings.
We both went up the stairs together.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody up there like that unless he visited somebody. Then again, I mean, I hear people going up and down, but I walk outside, I'm like, where'd that person come from? I never really know. And there's a lot of apartments here.
Yeah.
I guess he's been filling them up because I really don't go out of the way to meet a bunch of people. Listen, the hallways, I guess people can put people in. That apartment next door is available. Right next door.
Well, I'm not moving in here.
And the one down the hall, well, I'm down the hallway is nice. You should see that one. That's a beauty. I don't blame you now. You gotta go home. I don't blame you.
I do gotta go home. That's the first thing I gotta do is I gotta go home. After that, I really don't know. The only plan I have is my friend down in Virginia wants me to visit him, but that's also a prospect of getting a job and living down there.
A car? Are you gonna get a car right after that?
So a family friend of ours is thinking about selling their Honda Pilot. So if there was any car that I would be getting in the near future, it would be that, and it's in pretty good condition, and it's not a bad car to get.
Your parents will help you out with that, right?
Yeah, my parents are willing to help me out, but the thing is I always feel guilty. Not guilty.
It'll help you out because it's helping you get out of the house.
I guess I feel deficient when I ask them for help or money. So over the last 4 years, like I've had a credit card.
Someday you'll be taking care of them, don't worry.
I've had a credit card that I could have charged things to that they would have paid for, but I went out of my way never to charge anything to it.
Really?
So,
good.
So I've set a precedent
you don't take advantage of them.
That I don't take advantage
like
of.
some
Yeah.
kids do. Yeah.
That's the precedent I've set.
Well, if you need a car to get out, you should get one. That way
they'll help me because my dad needs a new vehicle. His vehicle's falling apart. So what they told me they do is they would probably buy the Honda Pilot for my dad first.
Okay.
And then give it to me when appropriate.
Are your parents well off or not?
No.
Just average income?
No, my dad works on the highway department. My mom does nails, but ever since COVID, she has even less business.
That's right. Yeah. Her own business, or she does it herself?
Yep, out of the house.
Nice.
She used to do it at other shops, but
is that how you got the highway jobs for your father?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because my uncle-in-law is also the superintendent.
And what does he do? Like, what is his job? Is he
my dad's one of the road guys. He's one of the general workers.
Okay.
But he still has to have a CDL. It's still a skilled job.
I was gonna say, does he have to work equipment and shit?
Yeah.
So he has to have a license.
Yeah.
Now he probably makes good money though over in New York.
He makes better money than other jobs, but you know what? He really benefits from the retirement.
How's he physically? Is he okay? Shape?
He's in all right shape, but you know what? He's been having trouble sleeping. I think he needs a CPAP machine.
How old is he? Can't be that old yet.
52 now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom's like 55.
Well,
56.
They must have had you when you were.
But they had my sister. My mom had my sister 10 years before me with another guy.
Oh, okay. Got you. So your father married.
So my father had me when he was like an appropriate age.
Yeah.
But my mother had me 10 years after my sister.
Did any of them smoke?
Okay. They used to.
Yeah.
But my mom has picked up smoking again.
Not good.
I don't know if she's still doing it.
At her age.
But I've guilted her on it. I've said, look, Mom, you have on your insurance that you're not a smoker.
Ooh,
so you might as well be committing insurance fraud right now, as far as I care.
Mom, You made me go to college. I'm $90,000 a day. You can quit freaking smoking.
I've told her I've quit things.
I know.
It's not hard.
I know.
But then she's like, oh no, the stress of your sister. But no, you're just fucking making excuses for you doing a vice you know you're not supposed to be doing.
Your sister yanking her down?
No, my sister's just generally irresponsible.
And your mother is Mabel.
I think that's more related to her father's DNA than my father's DNA. Because my sister's my half sister.
Enabling her by saying, whenever you run into trouble, just come running back home.
No, the last time she did that is the last time.
Oh, okay, good. Because if you set a precedent up with your kids, in case you have kids for the future, which you might know, when you set them out in the world, you have to let them know it's not a revolving door. But if you have trouble, you're always...
That older guy I went to work with who went to college, some advice he gave me that I think I'm going to take seriously is never carry big bills in your pocket, because if you give a big bill to a family member, that sets the precedent that you'll give them big bills in the future.
What kind of bills? What do you mean?
Anything larger than tens.
To borrow money, you mean?
For anything.
Anything
ever. Anything ever. If you give them something larger than a 10, it sets a precedent that you have money.
I mean, they expect stuff from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Once you let, say every time your kid has trouble at adult age, at home or their apartment, well, they're not going to try it because they're going to know you're going to save them.
I've always had an independent spirit.
Not you, but a lot of your sister probably taking advantage of it.
Oh yeah, she will.
Oh, I screwed up. I'll just go home for another.
Well, the thing is, my sister tries to take advantage of everybody in the sense that
when you get a certain age and you're running home all the time, something's wrong.
Now, no, not all the time.
No,
she was away for a while, but then she came back in like a bit of a crisis event.
I'm trying to see in the next 10 years how many times she comes on her back home again.
She shouldn't. She probably won't be allowed in the future. No.
Yeah.
Which is good because I don't want her to.
Well, that's because your parents aren't stupid.
My parents also. Well, my sister creates a lot of stress in every environment.
She sounds like she's dramatic, isn't she?
Yeah, and she always seeks sympathy out of everybody in every conversation.
Sounds like a narcissistic personality a little bit. Tension, you go to bed.
I don't think she was ever diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder.
Diagnosed. No, it's not a disorder. It's just a personality type.
Then yeah, she's probably a narcissist.
You're a narcissist, isn't it?
I think I'm somewhat of a narcissist too, but I also try to have my friends be happy.
I don't think you like bad attention. See, they like any kind of attention, good or bad.
Yeah.
So they'll create problems just to get attention.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're like that. Are you? I don't know.
I would have created a problem with you already if I was.
Yes, I mean, you're not dramatic either. Don't forget, women have more stuff going through their bodies too. They've got that hormones.
Yes, every month until they have menopause, and then they go through puberty a second time.
They're naturally more emotional like guys. But some people, I hate to say it, the bottom line is, hello, we're being recorded on this, don't we? Bottom line is some people will take advantage of people, whether it's family or not. Mm-hmm. And if you keep letting, even family...
Guys are just as guilty of doing it too.
Oh, I know, I'm not talking about God or something.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on their crap. I'm just saying there's people out there, and like you said, your parents, plus you're only hurting her, because she's never going to learn to do it on her own. Mm-hmm. So if you let her run home, even when she's in her 30s, every time she has a problem, or screws up.
She did it last time and then left in a very dramatic manner, yeah. So it's like, why even bother doing it again?
Yeah.
Now, she hasn't come back yet. If she tries to, I'll see how my parents react to it. But right now, the narrative is that not again.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, there's nothing wrong for saying, hey, come on home for a couple months to get yourself straightened out. Save some money,
so
and go back out again.
So she left in the dramatic fashion for a couple months, and then came back for Christmas, and then gave everyone COVID, and then left again.
It sounds like your mother and her had a fight.
Oh, they fight all the time.
Yes.
But my mom also fights with my dad all the time, and she would fight with me all the time if I wasn't short and sweet. Well, not sweet, but just short and
you know how to stop
independent
you
with
don't
her.
Get engaged.
Which is really me stopping her is just being like, look, I'm not engaging with this. If you're gonna be like this, I'm gonna leave.
Oh, right.
And then she's like, oh no, now I'm losing the situation. I have to calm down.
They have no control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I snubbed my mother's control in the conversation, which usually when I do that, it's over her just actually being...
And the smartest thing you can do is to walk away and act silent.
It's usually when she's overreacting about something, it's like, look, we all need to calm down. So I'm just going to leave now because this is going to keep getting worse.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, okay, stay, we'll stop.
Yeah.
If they really want you to stay, they'll do that.
Right, and my parents also know I'm not, dangerous to myself and others like my sister is. So when I get to a point...
Does she have mental health problems that way?
I mean, my sister's been on and off psych meds. So, look, none of that helps. Look, I'm in the generation where I'm in the generation where I saw antidepressants and other psych meds.
For you guys, it's normal. Your generation is normal.
No, the thing is, it's not normal.
Well, it's accepted like being normal.
It's not normal, and I saw it happen
to romanticized.
I saw it happen to really young people when they're still going through puberty, and that's when it's the most turbulent and destructive.
Yeah.
So, look, luckily I was never prescribed any of this stuff.
I don't mean normal, I mean for your generation, this generation now, like I was saying, I think it's almost like a badge of honor to say, hey, I got this problem, yeah, I got that problem.
Yeah, because people put in their Twitter bios, I have, these mental disabilities, or I go by these pronouns.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it all goes to, I don't know, we weren't brought up that way when I was growing up. You weren't going around spitting out your personal weaknesses to everybody. You really wanted to hear him anyway.
No, and I don't do that now, and apparently hold on. I don't do that now, and apparently that makes me cryptic or strange.
Oh, I see, because you don't do it like everybody else does.
Yes, because I don't follow along. I must be strange.
God forbid you want to be a stronger person and try not to dwell on your...
Oh, God forbid I go through things that are genuine self-improvement.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to whine and cry. Like, you're not even. You're just like, I just don't want to do it.
Because I think it would make me better for not doing it.
Getting anywhere anyway. You kind of like, what's the word? Alienate people, right?
Well, they're alienated from me because they don't act like me. But because I'm not acting like them, I'm not falling for the same things that make them weak.
Yeah. Then again, all these old people who like to whine and cry about things. Can you imagine, like, nobody really wants to hang around except other people that whine and cry. And then can you imagine a bunch of whiners and cryers hanging out with nobody to console them?
They're at the college. There are a bunch of whiners at the college.
I figured that.
Especially when I was like fighting the school in the back.
Is it true that a lot of kids in your age don't know how to change a tire on a car?
Yeah.
That is true. Guys.
Yeah. Because we haven't had to.
Have you? Do you know?
I've had to, yeah.
Okay, but you know how.
Yeah. But if I have the tools, if I have the tools to do it, I can do it.
You know guys that don't know how to do it right now your age.
Yeah.
And because of, that's scary.
Because they've never had to.
Give up.
However, I am willing to pay for AAA, so I don't have to.
So their parents never taught them how to change a tire or nothing?
No, like I just said, I am willing to pay for AAA, so I don't have to.
Oh no, it blows my mind because if you're down the highway by yourself, you're not changing a tire. That's kind of stupid not to learn how to do it.
If I have the tools to do it, which I know I will have the tools, because it would be stupid for me not to have the tools to do it, I'll figure it out. And me having worked in the tech shop,
it's not that hard.
I know how to dismantle things without destroying them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. Just remember, whenever you loosen the bolts up, you keep the tire flat on the ground. Loosen the bolts, jack it up, take it off, put it on, tighten the bolts up, semi-tight, lower, and then tighten them.
Yeah, I already knew that. But that's because I had to do it once, and it was my dad wanted to teach me. Also, my dad's truck has needed plenty of maintenance, so there's other things I've seen happen, not necessarily that I'm doing it.
You can teach yourself the rest.
Because YouTube exists.
Oh yeah. Right.
So even if I'm stranded, as long as I have signal, I'll figure it out.
You figure it out, yeah. I just don't think a lot of kids can even,
That's why I think higher education is useless, is YouTube exists.
No, you need it, believe it or not, with some cars too, you need if that bolt gets stuck, you gotta put a lot of weight into that, believe me.
Oh yeah, but guess what, I'm 200 pounds, so I just
so if you're like a kid who's something you could be stuck in the highway, you don't know how to do it, you don't really have the physical strength. Well, you might have it, but it's not going to be as easy as you think it is, because those bolts get stuck on, they get rusted on.
Yeah, they get rusted on, yeah. Or it can get cross-threaded and really be stuck.
I'm a pretty strong guy. There was some bolts I just could not get off to an extreme point. You got to get hammers out and God knows what else.
You should have seen me when I had to take apart.
Always carry oil with you too, 3-in-1 oil to loosen those bolts up.
Or WD-40.
Because that stuff, yeah.
You should have seen me when I had to take apart furniture at the tech shop. My boss would be like, okay, there's this sink that used to be in the shop we need to tear apart, or there's a dresser I need to pull down from my apartment and destroy. Just fucking effortlessly, just boom, the thing falls apart.
Oh, you punch the shit out of it?
Yeah, punch the shit or kick the shit out of it, and it just explodes in front of me.
That's funny.
So I got quite a bit of physical strength and power behind me.
Oh, you'll be
confident
okay. Yeah.
about it.
No, you're right.
I think that's also why I've never had a problem in the city. I've never felt unsafe because the people who would be dangerous enough to another human being aren't dangerous to me.
Yeah, that's true. I was watching a commercial, I guess that's why. There was a kid on, I guess he was your typical kid today. He gets to get a flat tire, and instead of changing, he calls his father up. He said he doesn't know what to do. Like, seriously? He says this kid's like in college or older, and he's stuck in a hot, and he has to call his mother and father up because he doesn't know what to do.
Well, let me make
I
this.
got that picture in my head.
Let me make this argument.
Not everybody's like that.
Let me make this argument. I don't think people have to change tires nearly as often as they used to.
Really? Because they're just better quality stuff?
Better quality tires and vehicles. That also just the necessity of having to change a tire is not nearly as often as it used to be.
We were taught...
Usually if you pop a tire, something serious happened.
Driver's ed, when I was in high school, that was a requirement.
It wasn't a requirement for us.
You had to be able to change a tire, and you had to pass the test.
Even with potholes, most tires will survive traveling thousands of miles.
Oh, I know, but little things do happen every now and then. You run over a nail.
Actually, it seems the trend now. Usually when people replace tires, it's because they were just genuinely worn out, and they didn't have enough tread left. When a tire pops, it's like, oh, there was like a nail or something in the road, some freak accident.
You don't have to throw that tire out with a nail. You just take it out and they fix it right there at the gas station. You can fix it right yourself.
Well, yeah, if you have if you have those like
I used to do it all the time.
Those putty tire plugs, you can do it.
I used to buy one at Walmart, do it myself. I get a flat tire.
How long has Walmart been around? Because you mentioned Walmart when you were in college.
Oh, Christ. Kmart was first, way before Walmart existed. That was, I think, they stole the idea from. Walmart came around in the 90s. But there wasn't supercenters.
I've never been to a supercenter.
I wasn't a supercenter at first. They didn't make them until later on. But there was always Kmart up here. And then Walmart came around. And then, from my understanding, it was a small business. But anyway, 90s? Don't take my word for that. 90s, I'm not too sure. And then it kicked in big time. Then now Kmart's out of business.
All right, this is my 5th one here.
Holy shit.
So I'm going to finish this, and then I'll pack up my stuff and leave.
Okay.
Because it's already past like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I figured. Getting late. That's all right.
Yeah, I do have class tomorrow. Not that I have work, though. Thank God.
Nobody say anything in trouble with.
Yeah, at some point in the next coming weeks, I'll take my time to look through this footage. Look how long we've been recording.
No, I'm still right. I think it was a good thing to get people equal, but at the same time, like I said, to force things on people is not a good thing. I just don't think it's good. It's too late now, but like the New World Order, forcing that on.
They force that on everybody.
Countries to get along with.
Well, the thing is, there's 2, actually maybe 3 New World Orders that are trying to start. There's the Western one, and the Western one encompasses most of Europe, and actually quite a bit of the world. Then there's the Russian World Order, and then the Chinese World Order. Because the Russians want to be independent, the Chinese want to be independent, and then the United States is the head of an international world order.
Yeah,
so there's 3, actually, you know what, it usually seems when there's a world war, there's 3 major powers.
Yeah.
You know, in World War II, it was really the Americans, the Germans, and the Japanese. And the Japanese and the Germans were really only allied with each other out of necessity.
No, it was the Americans, Russia, and Great Britain were allies.
Were allies?
Yeah.
But of competing powers? The Japanese would have gladly competed with the Germans if they could have.
Yeah.
But out of necessity, they were allied because their interests were on the opposite side of the world of the Germans.
Right, yeah, because they were separated, I know.
So it seems like 3 is a very important number throughout history.
Yep. 3 is a very important number. 3 is everything in our world.
Yeah, I've always seen 3 associated with deaths or paranormal things, but it also seems like it's
mind, body, spirit. You got
mind, body, spirit.
You got the negative, positive, neutral, and electricity. Everything's Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It goes on and on and on.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I think it's actually a disinformation campaign to pull Christians away from real Christianity.
Oh, okay.
By turning 1 into 3, you're dividing your concept of God.
Well, basically what they're saying, that Father would be, for example, the mind figure, the head figure. And the body would be Christ, and then the spirit would be your Holy Spirit. So it's the same as mind, body, spirit.
No, the Holy Spirit is God, who speaks through you, such as the Bible is the Holy Spirit. Because it sounds like you were just about to say the Holy Spirit's a personal thing.
No,
or an individual
I'm saying
thing.
they just call everything by a different name. Instead of going negative, positive, neutral, they're saying Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or you know, whatever you want to replace anything with. In threes, that comes in threes like that. Good, bad, the ugly. Yeah.
Well, with acidity, there's acidic, neutral, and base.
Yeah, it's always threes in our world, whether it's religion or whatever you want to do it. I think even in Buddhism, hold on.
If I have to be here till Saturday, we should do a whole thing about the number 3.
Yeah, this even tells us. Even the first, even in Buddha, the 3 jewels are the first thing listed. So right up the bat, you got 3.
That's crazy.
Yep. And then you got, it's always 3 for up to bat. If you go into Hinduism, you'll have the 3. You'll have Kali the Destroyer. You got Krishna, and then you have one other guy. So you have the Destroyer, the negative, the positive, and the neutral. It's always that way. They just give them different names: Father, Son, Holy Spirit, mind, body, spirit. Goes on and on forever.
And you know what? If it wasn't for the internet, we wouldn't be talking about these things.
Oh, that rip? Yeah, I know.
Morality, wisdom, meditation.
Yeah, they're all labeled right there.
Buddha, Dharma, Sangha.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, they got crazy names.
I'm just seeing all the 3s that have into this: greed, hate, delusion.
Yeah.
Impermanence, no abiding self, separate self, and dukkha.
You get the 3
Nirvana.
The 3 poisons, the 3 jewels, the 5 concepts, I think.
There's so many 3s.
Yeah, lots of 3s everywhere. Yeah, I like this Buddha bit because it's very straightforward. There's no rituals, and they say if you do this, this will happen.
You know, one thing that really unlocked my spirituality with Christianity was Eastern philosophy.
Yeah.
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 Especially the Taoism.
The most important thing in the present movement: breathe and smile. See that? Breathe and smile, folks. The most important one right down there. It says right here. At the very end. Even Buddha has a sense of humor. Enjoy it. You can't do anything else, right?
Have you ever looked into Taoism?
I want to get into that a little bit more. I haven't delved into it too much.
If there was a book, if you're willing to buy a book, there's a book called The Tao of Pooh, as in like Pooh as in Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, yeah.
It translates a lot of the Taoism into like the character arcs of
I remember they did
Winnie
books
the
like
Pooh.
Yeah.
And like, at least for a Western man like you and I, it would make it very easy to understand.
Okay.
So the Tao.
I'm gonna get a book on that. I have a lot of religious books up here and stuff. Different
Oh,
stuff.
the Gnostics. Would you mind if I borrowed that? Because I want to know more about the Gnostics.
Yeah, but everybody borrows my books and never return them.
I will. I'm someone who returns stuff.
Why do you move them? If you leave tomorrow, I'll never get it back.
Then I'll give it back to you.
Well, you'll walk down here and just drop it in front of my door.
Yeah, I'll just text you that I'm going to bring it back.
Just come. Don't even do that. Just come back and put it in front of my door.
Yeah, I know the apartment. I'll just throw it on the floor.
If I'm not here,
I'll just walk in and throw it on the floor.
Come in and put it right there in front of my door. Let me think about it for a second.
What if I give you a book in return?
The last guy, every time I let somebody a book, I swear to God, I never bring him back.
What if I give
bought
you
4 books in the last.
What if I give you a book in return? A book that I really care about because it was my grandfather's book.
Give me something down payment to hold us hostage. I won't eat kidding. I told myself I was not going to lend any of these books out again after what happened last time. Now you got me.
Because I've always wanted to learn about the Gnostics, and I see you have a book that says The Gnostics.
Yeah, no. You better return it, I'll kill you.
I'm a very honest guy. Of course I'll return it. I have it on camera that I'm telling you I'll
He's
return
borrowing
it.
my damn book. You better return it, because people borrow my stuff, especially my books and my album. They don't return them.
And even if I don't return it right away, there's a guy across the river in Kingston, Bill, who wants me and Mike to return at some point. So I'll be in the area and I'll return it.
No, I want back before you leave. Back before he leaves.
Yeah, how many pages is it?
You can't borrow, return. Before you leave, don't borrow.
How many pages is it?
It's not big.
It's not big at all.
No.
After I quit social media, I read 5 books in like 3 months.
That's a small book. You should read that in the afternoon.
Oh my god, 80 pages?
Yeah, that should be a cinch. I can read that with my eyes closed.
Well, I'm not gonna read the bibliography.
Listen, I don't have to be here for you to return. The doors, the front, even.
I read a 130-page book in a work day, so I'll be able to read this by the time I leave.
Okay. Make sure you just drop it off somewhere.
Oh, I will. I'll let you know when I'm dropping it
I don't
off.
think I even read that one yet.
You haven't?
No. I watched a lot of videos. That's.
Well, I'm about to read the shit out of that book.
I have a library. I tried to start a library. I believe it's like money in the bank. You don't have to spend it, but it's there to help you in case of emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had, when I got random, I didn't understand what was going on. I just started getting all these books. And if I ever have a problem now, I don't have to go to the doctor. I just figure out. And I had to stop it and what it is, and I can understand it. So it's kind of like a health knowledge. Anyway, that's how I look at it. And anyway, folks, it's really that's all. Are you gonna drink another one?
I'm just pulling it out.
Oh.
Bring it back to my place.
You gotta get up early?
Yeah, I'll pack up my stuff. This will be the end of the video.
I know. I don't know.